All right, welcome back. We are here in the Elder Scrolls Online, and we are starting off where we left off yesterday. If you didn't make it to the stream yesterday, we were able to finish all of the main quest here on Solstice for the new content Seasons of the Worm Cult. So here we're here on Solstice. This is where we left off with one of the side quests. Once we actually then finished the main quest, we were also able to complete this one, the Broken Light Temple, figure out what was happening over there. It was quite an involved side quest, as most of these I presume are going to be, just because there's not much content here. Otherwise, meaning just it's not a very big area. But if you are new to the channel, my name is Arigeld. We essentially play through MMOs primarily. We're continuing with the new content here from the most recent expansion. Or again, they don't call it an expansion in Elder Scrolls Online. They don't call it a chapter anymore. It's now a season. But as you can see, this is my main Arigeld, and he is just relaxing, enjoying the beach a little bit. And I thought you could then join me as we continue to explore then the side quests now that we've completed the main quests here on Solstice, and see essentially what we think of the new content. So far it's been quite nice, and let's see how things continue. We're going to continue in this area here to explore the Everlasting Fair, and to start that we need to talk to Adaris Juven.
The Fighters Guild sent me and my squad to investigate the Everlasting Fair, but things got a little strange. Sergeant Ali Dean got me out, but I haven't seen her or the others since.
What do you mean by things got strange?
I'm not sure how to explain it. When we entered the fairgrounds, things felt wrong. Ali Dean ordered us to flee. I thought the others were with me, but no one else made it. I want to go look for them, but I can't get my legs to move in that direction.
Where's Sergeant Ellie Dean right now? That's quite weird. Can't get my legs to move in the direction.
Back at the entrance to the fairgrounds, I think. She'll never leave her squad behind, but she couldn't seem to go back in there either. Look, I need to report back to the guild. Can you go see if Sergeant Ali Dean is all right?
Sounds good. All right, I'll check on Sergeant Ellie Dean at the Everlasting Fair.
I'll report back to the Fighters Guild as soon as I can get my legs moving again.
Quite strange. Wonder what that could be. So we'll talk to her up here. Looks like we have to go up a little bit. Oh yeah, we probably have to go up to that tent over there. And otherwise we are joined by our trusty bear mount. Not bear mount, our bear companion. Because we are subclassing into the Animal Companions subclass. And we've got Bastian to hopefully
You there?
level up.
A little help? My squad is lost in the magic fair.
In the Magic Fair.
Princess Azah sent my squad to investigate worm cult activity at the Everlasting Fair. It was a simple task, but then my team started changing right in front of me. I barely got away. I don't know what happened to the others. I need help, comrade.
Changing. I wonder what... Yeah, exactly. I wonder what... or what do you mean your team started changing?
It's not a normal fair. It's dedicated to Sanguine. Once you're inside, it does something to you. Sashi, our Alfiq scout, might have escaped. She's small and fast. I need to find her and the rest of my team, but I can't go back in there. I just can't.
Why can't you look for them yourself?
Don't you think I tried? Something prevents me from returning to the fair. Some sort of Daedric magic. Please, find Sashi. Alfiks aren't common on Solstice. She shouldn't be hard to spot in the fair. The Stirk Fellowship will reward your efforts.
All right, I'll look for Sashi inside the fair.
Be careful in there. I saw one of my squads start to change into... Well, they weren't themselves anymore. Just look for a snarky orange Alfik with an attitude. That's Sashi. I need to return to Sunport and warn the Fellowship to avoid this place.
Got a few more questions before I enter the fair.
That's to be expected, I suppose. Never start a mission without all the facts. What do you want to know?
Who else is in your squad besides Sashi?
Adder's got out with me, and I sent him to report back to the guild. But Brundle and Athrolo are still missing. Brundle's a big guy. Good in a fight, but a little thick. Athrolo's a wood elf. Light on his feet and always making jokes.
Tell me more about the Stirk Fellowship. Though, I believe I was part of the Stirk Fellowship as well when we came here for the main quest.
You haven't heard? Where have you been? The Stirk Fellowship represents all 3 Tamrielic alliances, along with the Fighters Guild, which I belong to, and the Mages Guild. It's a lot to balance, but Princess Azah is holding us together.
And what are you all doing on Solstice?
Hunting the worm cult, of course. After the attacks on our guild halls and the death of our leader, Merrick, Princess Azah took command and organized the Stirk Fellowship. We can't beat the worm cult unless we all work together.
Well, what else can you tell me about the Everlasting Fair?
Not much. Rumors around Sunport say it gets pretty wild, even dangerous. Folks go to the fair and some don't come home for weeks. When they do, they don't remember much beyond saying they had a great time. That's why we were sent to investigate.
That doesn't seem necessarily bad. I mean, if they don't remember anything and it's also nothing that's actually bad, like it's not leaving any bad memories or they don't inflict any harm on others, then that's okay. But you mentioned Sanguine?
That's just a guess, being it's sort of a massive party. And Sanguine is the Daedric Prince of Revelry. Plus, he's got an inordinate amount of followers on the island. But before I could get any proof, things started to go bad and we fled.
All right, then.
I can't thank you enough for this. I'll keep watch right here for the others.
Good idea. Wow, that's quite nice. That's a little washed out, but still. Let's look directly at the sun and hope we don't get blinded. Okay, so off we go into the Everlasting Fair. It doesn't seem like it's a new
Come!
area.
The Everlasting Fair welcomes all! Make your wishes come true!
Yes, that's definitely a bit off-putting.
Welcome, new reveler! You'll find something to delight you at the Everlasting Fair, I'm sure. The fair's been much improved of late.
I'm looking for an orange Alphic named Sashi. Have you seen her?
Oh, I've seen many revelers enter the fair. Sometimes they need a little encouragement to join the revels, but they always yield in the end. Can't say I've seen an Alfiq, though. I suppose you'll have to come inside and look yourself.
You're very eager for me to enter the fair.
Well, of course I am. It's a delight. Every revel inside must be experienced. You'll never find what you're looking for just standing there.
Well, touche. Yeah, got a point there. On the other hand, that enthusiasm is also a little bit worrying.
Hello? Sergeant Alidine? Is that you?
Everyone's guarded.
Oh, you're not Sergeant Alidine. I don't think. It's hard to tell in here. I think I'm stuck inside a wardrobe. I need some help, please.
Doesn't sound like you're stuck inside. I think the fair's magic transformed you.
Oh, that's deeply disappointing. You're saying I came to a magic fair and all I got turned into was a mundane wardrobe? I guess that explains why I can't see or move. I should have listened to Sergeant Alidine when she ordered us to retreat.
Certainly would seem like they've transformed you into that. Sergeant Alidine asked me to find Sashi and the rest of your squad.
That's good. I don't know what happened to Sashi, though. All I remember is a strange woman who said she loved my outfit. I told her I liked having beautiful things in my wardrobe. She laughed, and then this happened. A little joke, I guess, on me.
Okay. So we gotta be careful of what we say, otherwise, like him and Sashi, we might be turned into something. The Rite of Everlasting Revel. Alright. For the faithful of Sanguine, there's no truer way to worship the Prince of Pleasure than by partaking in one of his rambunctious revels. Carnal delights of every description, including feast and flesh, dance and drink, fill these marvelous events. But even the most raucous revels must eventually come to an end. The revelers grow weary, the indulgences monotonous. Somehow enjoying oneself can become a chore. For the Prince of Revels, no shame could be greater. And so he created the Rite of the Everlasting Revel, a mystic festival that appears wherever the prince so desires. It's a revel that never grows old, constantly refreshed in new and exotic locales, with an endless parade of participants. Sanguine's faithful join the prince there, eternally indulging their innermost desires for his sake. For those who have never visited the realms of revelry for themselves, it's as close as one can get to the magical place on Mirn. To attain entry to the Rite of Everlasting Revel, one must simply walk through the festival gate wherever it appears to them. Finding it is easy. Just listen for the sound of riotous laughter, the flapping of silk banners, and drunken choruses of loud and bawdy song. Once inside, pay homage to your generous host by indulging in the numerous libations, both magical and mundane. Satisfaction comes in many forms, and Sanguine's most faithful are sometimes gifted with a new shape entirely, spun out of their deepest desires made reality. After all, is it not easier to loosen one's inhibitions when presented with a new face or body? So that's essentially what happened to this guy in the wardrobe. Sanguine's indulgent attitude toward mortals can be seen in the mundane carnival trappings his revel mimics. Many of the prince's more hesitant followers find it easier to let themselves be swept away if they feel like children at a carnival, with enticing games and new diversions around every corner. For his part, the prince seems to enjoy devising new and challenging attractions for his followers, even if he never expects them to win. Even the most ardent reveler will rarely see the prince directly. It's said that Sanguine prefers to adopt a new face or body, of any race, gender, or form, to truly experience the rite among his followers. Any alluring face peeking out from behind a tent or strolling through the revel could be the prince. One never knows if Sanguine is the one laughing next to them at some new carnival trick, and that is gift to his revelers, myriad delights, and the freedom to enjoy them all. Okay, so maybe we will be able to, maybe we'll encounter the prince at some time. Mr. Bear, what's going on with you? Other than freaking out.
Those mammoth cheese bites are delicious.
It's definitely a little bit... No.
Why did the Hiss abandon me to this strange fate?
This is quite cool.
Yes, yes, many wonders at the fair, but none as magnificent as the talking goat.
And you? Nuxelthes?
I asked the sorceress for a mask to hide my identity, and she gave me one. But now I can't take it off. The worst part? I didn't do anything to hide my tail. Oh, my eggkin would recognize me anyway.
Interesting that the tails give that much away. Oh, here's the goat that he was talking about.
Are you not amazed? I'm a talking goat. Who knows what I'll say next?
Oh, he's got red eyes as opposed to everyone else being purple, so this might be Sanguine.
Ah, you're smarter than you look. You've come to hear the wisdom of the talking goat. Few can resist my ineffable charm. I'm not just the pretty face you see. I know things. Secrets about the fair. Like where your missing Alfique is.
How did you know I'm looking for an Elfique?
Not so fast. A goat never reveals his secrets. I'll help you find your missing Alfique, but I don't work for free. Things aren't what they seem here, and not in a fun way. I can assist you, but you'll have to help me sort out the fair in return.
If you could lead me to Sashi, I'll help you. I suppose helping a talking goat isn't too bad. What do you need? Where I come from, goats aren't conversationalists. They're stew meat. Right, so we said that my character's not very evil, so I'm not going to choose that one. And then, yeah, I'm optimistic. I'll play along.
How kind of you to say. I need your aid in dealing with that usurper, the Lady of Riot. Her alteration magic has made a mess of the fair. I can offer some protection from her, but do tread carefully. No telling what she might turn you into.
Thanks for the warning. So, where can I find Sashi?
The Alfiq ran into the Bristleback extravaganza, southwest of here. Not the wisest move. The pigs are cranky today, and she wasn't quite herself, you see. If you survive, meet me outside the back gate and we'll speak more about the Lady of Riot.
All right.
I wouldn't dawdle if I were you. The Bristlebacks are fun to watch, but they're very territorial once you enter their enclosure. I, of course, wouldn't be caught dead inside a pen like that. But the Alfiq might, if you keep stalling.
What did you mean about things not being what they seem? I mean, it's pretty clear.
Look around.
Yeah.
There's drinking and debauchery aplenty. But is anyone really taking pleasure in their delicious indulgences? Their fantasies are twisted and strange. This isn't Sanguine's realm anymore. Something's different with the revelers of the Rose.
You are very observant for a goat.
Am I? Nah. There. Happy now? Goat cliches aside, the revelers of the Rose used to worship Sanguine. Now they bow to the Lady of Riot. That insidious woman has eyes everywhere. Makes me want to drink. If only I could hold a cup.
Why are you so interested in restoring the fair?
Because the Lady of Riot snatched the fair away from Sanguine and destroyed everything he stands for. Danger and delight can coexist, but she turned this place into a false shrine to her own ego. Go, find the Alfiq. We'll speak more on that later.
All right.
Here, a talisman to protect you from the Lady of Riot's influence.
Thank you. Okay, so we have to go and find this lady. Ah, okay, she's gonna be down over this way. So there is a separate section here.
Look, Sir Hamhock, we have another guest.
I like the way that they said, how she said delicious. Delicious.
Sir Hamhock and I welcome you to the Bristleback extravaganza. Face their porcine rage if you dare. But be warned, once you enter, you'll be at the mercy of the pigs. Many have challenged the beasts. None have yet succeeded.
I like her outfit. That's very nice. What happens if someone challenges the beasts and fails?
Let's just say I won't have to feed the pigs that day. Bristlebacks are large, majestic creatures. Few truly appreciate them. But dodging a charge or two helps challengers understand them on a most visceral level. Alas, no one has yet dodged 3.
Didn't Elfique recently enter the Bristleback extravaganza?
Not that I saw, but Sir Hamhock indicated that he smelled a cat. He hates most non-porcine creatures. I'm trying to get him to be more accepting. One might have snuck in and found some place to hide. Look carefully, or check the corpses.
Or the corpses. Well, I have a feeling there are going to be more corpses than we thought. Okay, so we essentially have to ignore that dude, but I don't think... I mean, yeah, we technically need to ignore that dude, but I don't think they'll really kill me. Ah, okay, there's a champion. I mean, there are...
Out of sight and be quiet. I'll get us out of here.
You there, Walker! This one needs some help.
I
Sashi,
said
you always get into these
foolish
situations.
Bird.
Oh, there we go. There's Sashi.
Oh, thank the moons! Sashi thought she was trapped here all alone. Normally she'd sneak right by those pigs. But this isn't her best look, you see. No fur, no claws, all legs and hands. Ugh. Anyway, you smell like someone helpful and decent, yes?
I'm looking for an Elfique named Sashi.
You found her? Though, Sashi Sashi would prefer not to have this gangly orc buddy. So big and clumsy. The Lady of Riot said she would grant this one's secret wish to be as strong as an orc, but Sashi didn't mean it like this! Ugh, an Alfik's worst nightmare.
How can we restore your true form?
Ugh, a puzzle for later, Sashi thinks. She tried leaving the fair, but the spell stopped her. Much as this one wishes to be herself again, we should find her squad mates first, yes? They aren't so good under pressure. But the bristlebacks are a problem.
All right, stay close and we'll get out of here. Okay, so we just have to get her out entirely, which it seems easiest to just go this way. I think I just essentially have to run out and then I'll be safe. Because that other pig doesn't seem to be, although it does say I need to go this way. All right, oh, there he is. But still, I don't think, okay, here he comes this way, and he's not targetable, so it's not something that you can actually, I don't think he's actually something that you can kill.
Over there! The exit!
Not sure
Over
why
here, mortal. I see you found who you were looking for. Rather gangly for an Alfie.
Says the mangy, flea-ridden goat.
Yeah, like I said, I think this is Sanguine.
It seems that my advice led you right to your goal. I was reasonably confident you'd be able to handle the bristlebacks, and I was right, as I usually am. The Alfique seems fine, if a little out of sorts. My end of the bargain is complete. Your turn.
Could have mentioned that Alfique had been turned into an orc.
Yes, but some truths must be discovered for oneself. I did say the Lady of Riot uses alteration magic. Now
True.
for your part. An important relic of the fair, the Rod of Rebels, has broken in two. We can't reverse the lady's enchantments without it.
Before we get to that, tell me more about this Lady of Riots.
You want more details? Very well. The abridged version. The Lady of Riot is a sorceress, a nuisance, but she found a way to fool even me by pretending to revere the Prince of Rebels. She distorts dreams and desires, warps them. Now go find the rod.
Wait, I still need to find the rest of Sashi's squad.
Not part of our deal. I was very specific. The others can wait. Without the rod, there's no way to break the lady's spell, which means the Alfique and her friends remain trapped. Now, listen to the benevolent talking goat and do as I command.
It won't be no, that's that. So very well, tell me more, or I need to keep looking. Yeah, I'm just gonna say very well, tell me more about the rod.
That's better. And who knows? You may find these others as you search for the rod.
Yeah.
I saw the lady lurking around the Ogrim Parade and the Misfortune Teller earlier. Go check both attractions for any sign of the rod. Then find me afterward.
How exactly should I search for the rod?
Have you never been to a fair before? Go! Enjoy yourself! Play the games, earn a prize ticket, and claim a reward from the chest at each site. Even the lady's magic must obey the rules of the fair. Everyone gets a chance to win the prize.
All right, I'll search for the rod in the Ogrim Parade and Misfortune Teller.
Go! Look for the rod in the attractions I suggested. The faster you find the rod, the faster we can save the Alfique's friends and restore the fair to its former glory. You can talk more to the enticing goat later, I promise.
All right, he already explained that, essentially.
Strange goat. Though perhaps not the strangest thing about this fair. No matter, Sashi doesn't trust it. Still, you struck a deal with it. That's how you found Sashi, yes?
Something like that. I promised to help the goat restore the fair.
That goat knows more than it's saying. It could be... Nah, forget it. We still have to find Brundle and Ethrolo. Sashi can't leave until they're safe. Well, and until we break the spell that's trapping us here, but... one thing at a time, yes?
Were your squad mates transformed too?
Sashi is not sure. Everything before this one changed is a blur. We were investigating the fair as we were ordered to, when suddenly this one was all flailing limbs and way too big. Not Sashi's finest moment.
Are there a lot of Elfique in the Fighters Guild?
No, not many. But do not think Sashi's a hindrance because of her size. This one is perfect for scouting and stealth missions, and her claws are sharp as knives. Unfortunately, Sashi is no longer an Elfique. This form is gangly, as the goat said.
I was going to say, in her current form, I don't think she's going to be able to do any of these. It's too bad you can't leave the fair and get to safety.
Sashi is a warrior in the Fighters Guild and part of the Stark Fellowship. Even if the spell permitted it, she would not leave you and her comrades here. Sashi will do some scouting and look for the others, while you search for this rod thing.
All right, we'll meet up later.
Sashi will search for her squad mates.
When you recover a piece of the rod, we'll talk again.
All right, sounds good to both of you. Yeah, I mean, so like I said...
Welcome. Madame Mystera has been expecting you.
I think the goat is sanguine, and he just wants us to go to all of the different parts of the fair to, like he was saying, explore and partake in what a fair actually has to offer. In doing so, we'll also get the rod and get rid of then this Lady of Riot. But I think his intentions are more just for us to participate in the fair.
The future need not be a mystery, but be warned. Knowing one's fate isn't always a blessing.
What will I find inside the Misfortune Teller's tent?
Ah, even Madame Mystera doesn't know the answer to that. Peer into the orbs inside the tent, and your fate will be revealed to you. Some find riches, others danger. Only the Misfortune Teller sees all.
Well, I'm actually looking for a specific prize.
Ah, perhaps you will find it inside. There's no other choice but to go, yes? The Lady of Riot herself has sought the wisdom of the orbs. Their power is undeniable.
Then I'll go inside. Oh, yeah, I figured that was going to be the case, that you actually go inside and
Shiny orbs!
it's a lot bigger.
Touch this one. Do it.
I'm sure nothing bad will happen if I do.
Your fate will not be pleasant should you continue to interfere with my everlasting fair.
Okay, that's the Lady of Riot.
Now this one, over here.
What? Don't you like my illusions?
The shadows can't hide this pretty orb.
Your future is mine to command. Your misfortune awaits.
I mean,
Time for you to meet your fate.
I was going to say, she is saying time for misfortune.
Misfortune Teller predicts your doom.
So she is at least being honest of, like, nothing
No
good
matter.
is going to come.
There are many more games to play at my fair.
Ah, that was then the Misfortune Teller. I didn't actually see the name. Okay. So I need to find the prize chest. There we go.
Fine, take your prize. It won't make a difference.
Please, someone help me. I've been turned into a monkey. I've got to focus. It could be worse. I found a fancy looking shaft of wood in this chest. The end is cracked like it was broken in half, but I don't see another piece. Makes my monkey hands tingle a bit, but at least I can still write. I also really want a banana. It's all I can think about. Maybe those boats at the dock have some? I wonder if the shaft can lead me to some sweet, sweet bananas. I can't keep my thoughts straight. Please, I have to find Sashi and Ethrolo. Will they know it's me if I look like a little monkey? What if they're monkeys too? If you find this, please help me. My name is Brundle. I remember that much. And please, bring some bananas.
Go on, you've got your prize. What else are you waiting for?
I'm off to the everlasting. I like that. That was quite cool. It's nice and, yeah, short and sweet, but also quite entertaining. Oh, is it just me or are some of the guests gone? Maybe I'm just in an area where there are fewer guests.
Outstanding Ogrims, ready to bash. Join the parade to see if you pass.
He seems excited.
The Ogrim Parade is fun for all, I guess, if you like that sort of thing. Entry is free, but don't blame me for what happens once you're inside. Please, no pounding on the door and crying about it. Makes my head hurt.
What can I expect in there?
It's just Ogrims. Not really a parade, more of a gauntlet, I'd call it. Pretty boring if you ask me. But there's a prize if you make it to the end.
Is there a trick to making it to the end?
No, just walk. Of course, the Ogrims will try to beat you to a pulp along the way, but that's just what they do. If you get past the big one, you can claim a prize at the end. Fun for the entire family.
All right. Well, I'll try the Ogrim Parade. There's an Ogrim right there.
I'm gonna open the door again once you enter. I don't get paid enough for that.
All right, then I'll get ready. Get my netch out. So I assume that here... Do we actually have to kill them or just run? Ah, there's the chest. Well, I'd say we'll go like this. We'll just pull everything. Yeah, here's then the leader. So it seems like those little ones were just there to kill quite easily. And then we just had to kill the last one. Alright, I know I could just auto pick this, but I don't want to use... Well, I guess I've got 48 lockpicks by now. That's alright. Oh. That wasn't even the chest that you had to actually... I thought that was the one that had the prize in it, but no. Or is it this way? Oh yeah, prize room. Wow, look at all this. That's kind of the depressing thing about just MMOs or just games in general. Like, you come across something like this, and you would think, wow, this must be worth tons of money and everything, and there's like nothing in it at all. But that's all right. All right, let's get the prize chest. The Rod of Revel's bottom. All right, we made it.
You navigated misfortune nicely.
Thank
Come
you.
speak to me. It seems you have some small skill when it comes to the ladies' version of the fair games. Still, they were better before, trust me. Well, your limbs appear intact and you haven't been changed into a bunny. That's good. Do you have the rod?
That's a good point. I haven't actually changed into anything yet. Although he did have he gave me the talisman, so that prevents me from being changed into anything. I found a piece of the Rod of Revels and a note from Brundle.
One half. Not good enough. Half a rod won't fix the everlasting fair. And what do I care about a note? Wherever that usurper has hidden the rod eludes me. Very vexing. I shall conduct my own search. I'll find you when I have need of your thumbs.
This seems... Yeah, don't you dare run off, you old goat. We need to find the rest of Sashi's squad. Yeah, I'm going to be a little bit more adamant about this.
Without the rod, there's nothing I can do to restore Sashi and her friends. I thought you understood that by now, you dim-witted mortal.
Oh.
And speaking of the Alfiq, aren't you supposed to be rescuing her? Do you even know where she is right now?
That's a good point. I don't. Where is she?
She was mixing it up with some revelers of the Rose near the beach. And here I thought cats hated the water. Find me once you have the Alfiq and this Brundle mortal in tow. Hopefully, I'll know where to look for the other half of the rod by then.
I hope so too. I'll go make sure Sashi is all right and try to find Brundle. I mean, it doesn't help that... I mean, we clearly have to find Brundle because Brundle has the second half, essentially. That's what it said in the note. All right, there's Sashi.
Walker, there you are. Sashi still doesn't know how to use this orc body. So big and clumsy. And this one misses her claws and teeth. Such good weapons. How did you know to find Sashi here anyway?
The goat told me where to find you.
Sashi still doesn't trust that hoofed pest. It's using you. Even her orc eyes can see that. What will happen when it gets what it wants? But Sashi's never abandoned a mission before, and she won't start now. Have you seen Brundle or Ethrodel?
It doesn't necessarily, just because we're helping the goat, I mean, we don't know what the goat's true intentions are. We know that we are supposed to then help the goat because of the Lady of Riot. The fact that she's kind of ruining the fair, but we don't know. We've only heard the voice of the Lady of Riot, but we don't know if there's actually anything going on. I found a letter from Brundle. It says he's been turned into a monkey.
Let me see. Moons! That witch got the Brundle too! What's this about the broken shaft of wood? Maybe it's the rod the goat seeks. And it says he's heading for the docks north of here. Come! Sashi is a skilled tracker. She can pick up his trail.
All right. Are you gonna go, or... No. Okay. Ah, there's the trail. I thought we had to follow her or something like that. A Reveler blood letter? I wonder why these revelers are bad. They must be possessed or something. Either possessed or maybe they drank something. Oh, here are the monkey, the bananas. That's a good sign. Though I'm surprised that he left so many bananas.
Come and take us!
More? Okay, this all belongs to, I guess, yeah. This all belongs to the fair.
Brundle! Is that you? Sashi doesn't think Brundle likes her this way. You talk to him, Walker.
Monkey looks agitated. It stares at you with wide, suspicious eyes. It's all right, Brundle. I'm a friend of Sashi's. We've been looking for you. You get a sense the monkey understands what you're saying. It looks past you at the orc. That's right, it's Sashi. Come with us and we'll find a way to fix this. The monkey seems to calm down. You can see a human intelligence behind its eyes. Don't worry, we'll figure this out. Ah.
You're too late. I already took the rod from that stupid monkey. It's in a much better hiding place now.
That's her! The Lady of Riot! Run, Brundle!
You'll never escape my fair. And my revelers are oozing to deal with that old goat skulking around the shipwreck.
Okay, well, thank you for letting us know where we need to go. Oh, there's another chest over there. Big jelly. I wonder if that was actually just a person. Alright, that one I'm just gonna use the auto. Easy peasy. We got a new piece, set piece.
That witch thinks she can threaten me. I may be a goat, but I'm still smarter than she'll ever be.
That was good. I liked that laugh. It was like a laugh. It was a mixture between laugh and the goat neighing. I wonder if this is gonna turn into an entrance.
You found me. Well done. The lady's tricks may be irritating, but I've managed to evade those deluded revelers so far. Just a little longer and she'll feel the fury of my horns. I trust you corralled the Alfika and her friend?
They're safe. Brundle found the other rod piece, but the lady took it and hid it.
That damn woman is getting on my nerves. No doubt she put it somewhere even more clandestine than the last time. Did she give you any clues?
She did not. Just that her revelers were oozing to deal with you. Oh. Like the ooze that I just destroyed.
Oozing? A strange word. Aha! Her flair for the dramatic is her undoing. Blood and baubles. You must go there forthwith. But there's also the matter of the Alfik's remaining companion. Trivial, I know. But I figured I'd mention it before you did.
Take it you want me to go to Blood and Baubles and retrieve the rod first, though, right? Or thanks for reminding me, but we should recover the other half of the rod first. Enough. You get your damn rod. I'll go find the last member. No, we're gonna go get the other rod.
I am nothing if not magnanimous, and I appreciate your commitment, but allow me to elaborate. The Alfiq's final friend is trapped in the hidden tent of Dark Joy. Without the rod, I can't locate the tent.
Okay.
Get it and meet me at the Fountain of Roses.
We'll get the rod from Blood and Baubles, but how can I be sure you keep your end of the bargain? He did say he's magnanimous, so maybe.
Are you always so suspicious, mortal? Have I led you astray so far? Very well, let's clear the air between us. What can I tell you to assuage your concerns?
What happens when I turn the two halves of the Rod of Revels over to you?
The rod turns any location into a small part of Sanguine's realms of revelry. I will repair the rod and use it to restore the fair to its former glory. That should also restore the Alfiq and her friends to their original, less entertaining bodies.
You said you'd also use the rod to reveal the Tent of Dark Joy so we can rescue Ethralo.
I did, didn't I? You have an excellent memory for a mortal. As I searched for the other half of the rod, I could find no sign of the Alfiq's missing friend. Since the only place I can't see is the Tent of Dark Joy, he must be hidden within.
And?
You want me to state my intentions again? So be it. I need your help. Without the Rod of Rebels, we will never stop the Lady of Riot. Acquire it for me and I will reveal the hidden tent, free the Alfiq and her companions, and restore the fair.
Why didn't the Lady of Riot just destroy the Rod of Revels?
Oh, she certainly tried, but it's a Daedric relic, not some trifling mortal bauble. They can be damaged or hidden, but rarely destroyed, even by another Daedric prince. The Prince of Revels and his accoutrements are not so easily circumvented.
Yeah, exactly. Are you the Daedric Prince Sanguine?
I am a goat, as you can see. Like some goats, I have horns and hooves. Unlike some goats, I can talk. Things are not always as they appear at the Everlasting Fair. More on the matter, I'd rather not say. Now, go retrieve the other half of the rod.
All right, that's clear. I still think that you are the prince, the Daedric Prince. But I won't press you any further. We need to go here into Blood and Baubles, into another attraction.
Beware! There's only quivering gelatinous doom ahead! I wouldn't go down there if I were you. It's just goo, all the way down. You can sit with me if you like. We can think of nice, dry things, like crackers and deserts. Ah, bliss.
What horrors are you talking about?
They're awful, disgusting, gelatinous little blobs. I loathe gelatin, jellies, and jams. Any viscous substance, really. Oh, chalk it up to a childhood adventure gone terribly awry. Oh, you won't be able to leave without facing those dreaded globules.
How exactly do I get out of here? I mean, he just said.
It seems some of the gooey monsters, the little ones, have ingested some sort of key. But you need to reach inside them to get it. Ah, I can't bear the thought. Best of luck if you try it. But if you get oozed on, please stay far away from me.
How did you end up in here anyway?
I was tricked. A sorceress claimed she could make my deepest wish come true. I wanted to be less fearful, so she turned me into this metal man. I may be indestructible now, but I'm still scared.
I'm looking for something that may be hidden in here.
Whatever it is, those nasty jellies probably got to it first. Not only do they leave their terrible, slimy trails everywhere, they eat anything they come across. I'd offer to help, but I might just faint if I have to touch one. Go on without me.
Thanks for the information.
If you find a way out that doesn't involve touching jellies, let me know.
I will. Or it might even just be the case that I'll essentially get rid of these guys. And in doing so, you'll be able to leave. So here we've got attraction number 2. The other one was what we had previously. Okay, so it seems like it's just moving around. Big jelly. Yeah, see, here's a small one. Yeah, they move around. That's kind of cool. I wonder if I have to stop moving. There we go. Oh, that wasn't that bad. Just essentially I had to wait until they stopped moving. I liked the first one more. Okay, so now we'll go to the Fountain of Roses and hopefully be able to enter the Dark Joy.
Admit it! You're a Daedric prince! Or at least the servant of one.
I am a goat, you silly cat. Put your claws away so we can set things right.
See, I'm not the only one who thinks that.
Wine and canapes. That Alfique has rubbed my last nerve raw. If the fair were up to its old standard, she'd be much better company, I assure you. Do you have both halves of the rod? It's time you return the everlasting fair to its rightful owner.
I have both halves of the Rod of Rebels. What now?
I need to repair the rod. Won't be my best work, but then again, I don't have thumbs at the moment, and we need to act quickly. A half-hearted fix will have to do.
What happens after you fix the rod? Anyways, once we get all of this taken care of, I'm sure you'll be able to fix it, make even more detailed repairs to the rod, make sure it doesn't break easily again.
I let you and your envy-evoking thumbs use the rod to dispel the lady's magic and reveal the entrance to the Tent of Dark Joy. Try the lady's statue, or that odd coral tree, or perhaps the giant shell. The entrance must be here somewhere.
I like that. I let you and your envy-evoking thumbs use the rod. All right, here are the two halves of the Rod of Rebels.
What did she do? Break it over her knee? Wait here.
Maybe. Do some first-person play here. Oh, bye.
Daedric magic! Told you it was sanguine.
Oh, I guess I can't.
There. It's fixed. Use it on the things I mentioned to reveal the Tent of Dark Joy.
I'll grab that. Thank you. All right, so let's go down this way first. I'm sure it'll be the last place I go. Yeah.
Well, that's just hideous. A monument to her ego.
Let's see what happens.
Aha! The
Oh.
Tent of Dark Joy. Get in there and deal with the Lady of Riot.
Well, I guess it was the first place. All right, defeat the Lady of Riot. We're gonna do this in first-person mode, just to make things a little bit more interesting. Again, it's not like I really have to worry about the difficulty, but it's kind of cool anyways to just, yeah, play in first-person mode a little bit, get the perspective, see how things are. Plus, I will say, well, it's also quite Elder Scrolls anyway to play in first-person mode, and I do think that this game does quite a decent job of the first-person mode. I used to play this in first-person mode almost exclusively, particularly whenever I did any type of main quests or just questing in general. All right, here she is.
Please help me. Let
You're
the
here.
spectacle of your defeat begin. And now for my next trick.
Oh.
No! The show must go on!
Yeah, it's definitely still the case that I'm too strong. And so I'm essentially just skipping a lot of her phases.
Yes, she's finally gone. Well done.
Thank you.
You have my gratitude. Now, return the rod to its proper place to restore the fair.
Ah, okay, there's something there as well. Oh. That's, yeah, Ethrolo. Yeah, like I say, cool place. I like the architecture because it's Argonian. It's been miniaturized.
Please, help me. I'm so tired.
Oh, nice outfit. All right, I will help you. Rod of Revels pedestal.
It is done! The Prince of Rebels wins as always!
Well, he just gave himself away. He called himself the Prince of Rebels.
The everlasting fair has been restored! Debauchery, delight, and decadence, all for their own sake. Doesn't it feel so much better this way? In fact, I even enjoy being a goat again. Perhaps I'll linger in this form a while longer yet.
So this is your fair again?
Mine? How could a fair belong to a talking goat? Although I can assure you, the Prince of Rebels knows what you did here. You're welcome at all his merriments and debaucheries. He'll even pour your first glass of wine. If you see him, that is.
I would be honored to share a drink with the Prince of Rebels.
Such manners! I can honestly say that you will always have a place at Sanguine's table.
Nice.
And the drink he pours will be of his finest wine. The next time he has hands, of course. Now, let me complete my end of the deal and restore those transformed.
Thank you.
There! A portal for you and the puppet to leave. His little legs look tired.
Oh, they do. But he can run super fast. Just as fast as I can run. Oh, that's a cool statue. All right, where's Sashi? Looks to
Over
be...
here, friend!
Yeah.
Oh, we're still like this.
I wasn't cut out for life as a puppet.
Sashi knew the goat could not be trusted.
Yowling away as usual, I see. Just a moment.
Hi, Bob. Is it over?
At last! Sashi has her dignity again.
That's funny. I didn't actually think it was a little cat. I just thought it was a Khajiit. That's good. It does explain why she's then so sneaky.
Oh, Sashi is back! This form is much superior to that clumsy orc body, yes? And Brandel and Ethrolo have returned to normal too. This one has seen much today.
Ah, that's cute. That's a cute cat. The goat kept its word. You're free to leave now.
Well, it was you who did all the work. The goat, Sanguine, Sashi is sure, only cared about getting the fair back under his control. The fair is still a little wild, but at least visitors will be able to leave the revels whenever they like again.
What will you do now?
We must return to the Fighters Guild. There is much to report about the fair. Oh, please don't tell anyone you saw Sashi as a giant, clumsy orc lady. She would never live it down.
Of course. Your secret is safe with me.
The everlasting fair will be safer now that Sanguine's in charge again, Sashi thinks. Though she won't be returning here anytime soon. And poor Brandel may never venture out again. Here, this is for you. The Stark Fellowship thanks you.
Rose pendant. All right, this is then the belly barricade set, which I've got a number of pieces from there, I think.
Well, little Alfie, you got what you wanted. Though you were more entertaining before.
Don't underestimate this one. She has her claws again.
Shut up, Sashi. Thank you for helping us, Lord Goat.
I didn't realize I was this close to Bastian. Excuse me, Bastian. You are quite in my face. Don't mind the bear being next to you. Or next to me. Okay, cool. So that was the Everlasting Fair. I really liked that. That was good. It seems like we've got here the 1, 2, 3 main more things. I want to go do this delve. Just because it's a little bit more. So yesterday we did one of the main, well, not the main quest. We did a side quest, and it was one of the big ones. And right now we just did another big one, and so, oh.
Now here's a sight. What do you make of this?
Yeah, what is this? The roughest pearl. I never saw clouds as dark as these, or heard the wind howl so loudly. Coxswain Belvid said there's no avoiding the storm. If we don't sail fast enough, we're dead. If this contract falls through, I'm as good as dead. If I make a bad decision, the crew will turn on me and I'll be dead. Cheery thoughts, I know. I have a plan, a way to take it to shore and fulfill the contract. These volcanic pearls will have more luck staying intact in the sea than they will aboard a rolling ship. Once we make it to the northern side of the island and the village of Shores stand, I'll send my crew after them. If they make it to land, we'll find them. Or, if someone else finds them first, bring the pearls to us. We know how to strike a bargain that's worth your while. Captain Genevieve Delitian. Or maybe Delician. Okay, we have to get the pearls.
That should come in handy.
Volcanic pearls. And then we have to give them to her. Oh, okay, so that's essentially kind of like a vector quest over to the roughest pearl. Very cool. We'll get then this heavy sack. And
find anything?
Yes, we did. Thanks, Bastian. So again, nice thing about being an Argonian, I can swim fast. Because, yeah, we'll go over to this delve, which, oh, that's good. We'll also get a sky shard. And there will, of course, be a side quest for that delve. Oh, and there's another collectible. Okay. The ship won't last. Kinnereth, what have we done to upset you? Was it not enough that we let loose the heaviest of our cargo? Was it not enough when we lashed ourselves to the mainmast or tore our hands open trying to navigate in this torrential downpour? Or was it something I said when I negotiated for this damnable jar of slow slime? Is that what you want? Take it. If you ever love my family, wash it ashore. Let some motivated person find it and bring it to the inn at Shore Stand. Our unusual berth near Sunport is too dangerous and the worm cult isn't as active as the northwestern side on the northwestern side of Solstice. Do this and I will not forget you or them. Don't let me fail. You know this business is all I have left of my family. Okay, again, Captain Genevieve Delician. Okay, interesting. So there are two. I wonder if this is something that you have to collect, because yeah, we have to go back there as well. So there seem to be a number of items, unless that was then also effectively the same vector quest, but just with a different item. And then here we've got a wandering spirit. Beware the wandering spirit. The spirit of an ancient Argonian wanders the sands of the western breach, muttering how he seeks a cursed village upon the shoreline to find his lost memories. Beware, it must be a trick. Some deception to steal your soul or corrupt your own spirit. Avoid the western beach and ignore the pleas of the wandering spirit. Listen to his words at your own risk. All right. Well, I believe, yeah, talk to the wandering spirit. That will take us essentially, there he is. That will take us to the delve.
You do not fear me. Do you know me? No, impossible. So much time has passed. If only I had my memories. At least it would bring my spirit some sense of peace.
You don't remember anything?
Nothing. Not even my name. I only remember awakening to a wrenching pain. And it grows stronger near a specific corpse in that tainted Leal village out in the water. It must hold some clue to my past, but I cannot stand the pain, or avoid the others.
Others?
An undead tribe of Argonians roams the islet. Tainted, controlled by a lich who seeks to claim my spirit. The corpse must hold the answers. Would you help me investigate and recover my memories? Any valuables we find along the way are yours.
All right, I'll help you recover their memories.
I will meet you in the tainted Leal village. I would like to spend a little more time with the tides before I return to the pain. The boat nearby will take you to the islet. Its angler never returned after he saw me, screamed in fear and fled.
Before we go, tell me more about the lich you mentioned.
I have only seen glimpses of it while fleeing to evade its grasp. For as long as I can remember, It has been seeking to claim me.
Why do you think it's after you?
Another mystery that haunts me. I think it deliberately orders the undead to keep me from the village, and I am certain it revels in my pain. Could it know something about my lost memories?
I suppose it's possible.
It feels good to have someone to talk to. Someone not afraid. The tides can only bring so much comfort. Even if we end up learning nothing, I will cherish the help you provided, friend.
What's the first thing you do remember?
I remember waking up in fear and pain. Then I noticed I was a spirit, dead, and I had no memories of anything that came before. I have been trying to remember something, anything, ever since.
You woke up in the village?
Just outside the entrance, but I was instantly drawn toward the village. And then I saw what was inside. I ran, but this is as far as I can go before I am pulled back to that accursed place.
You mentioned a specific corpse, though, so that must be why you can't go beyond it. Maybe that's your corpse.
Yes. It draws me toward it. But the closer I get, the more pain I feel. A piercing anguish that burns my soul. Something in that village must hold the key to my captivity, and all I have forgotten. Whatever the truth, I must know what happened to me.
What should I know about Tainted Leal?
My experiences with the village are limited. Most of what I know comes from whispers spoken by the occasional passerby, until they notice me and run in fear. They say a colony of shell-tied Argonians resided on the islet, apart from Solstice.
Do you know why they chose to live separately?
One scholar I listened to said they dabbled in necromancy, that an accident turned them all undead. Perhaps that is true, but I feel there is more to it than that. But not even the tides hold any answers for me, no matter how long I stare at them.
So I assume you're a member of this colony.
Yes, maybe. I feel a connection to the place, no matter how it pains me. And if the tides will not reveal reflections of my past life, then we must go to the source. With your assistance, I will endure the suffering and learn what I can.
Okay, then let's see what you can remember. Now there's an islet. Ah, I bet he means that one. 'Cause I don't think it's that over there. Yeah, that's essentially that. So essentially we can't see, we can kind of see it there off in the distance.
If only I could remember.
Cool. Nice. Oh, okay, so this is going to be then starkly Argonian influenced.
Pain. I feel it again as I approach this corpse. That dagger in its chest. Pull it out.
All right.
That dagger belongs to me. I remember. I am Aketchun.
Wow. This is quite complicated. Look at all of that. I mean, it's not that complicated, but certainly a lot of lefts and rights and places to easily get turned around.
I remember now. I cast a ward upon that dagger to protect my body from this undead curse. I am unsure as to why it also fractured my memory, but at least now I remember who I am.
And who are you exactly?
I was the village Niswo, a priest of Sithis, the embodiment of chaos and change. That is all I can recall for...
What's wrong now?
I feel it again. The same force that drew me to my corpse. It must be parts of my memory, scattered by the spell. No wonder I was always drawn back to this location. One lies nearby. Another 2 are in the village. We must find them.
You think pieces of your memory were scattered by the spell?
The spell was a ward. It was not meant to behave this way. Something must have interfered with it and fractured my memory. My missing memories might hold the answer. Let us speak again once we find them.
All right. He is super ripped for a priest. He's got like amazing lats there. And traps, I mean. Who keeps doing those arrows? All right. I wonder, should we... So we do have to remember... Okay, essentially once we go... Oh, we have to go up that way. But when we come back this way, that's how we'll get... Oh no, this is the right way. Okay, I bet we have to go through all of this. This is the village, and then we'll come out this way and down. All right. Yeah, I definitely want to do a little bit more first person, just because this place looks really cool. Super cool, actually. Very atmospheric. So we'll get our weapon ready. And we could even do, we could make it even more immersive and entirely turn off the UI, which I also like to do quite often in MMOs. I know I need to get something around here. Probably that, right? Let's check. We will see.
Sheath your weapons. The battle is won.
Yeah, we don't need to sheath our weapons. Okay, it's up there. Then, I think we have to go around this way. Yes. This definitely reminds me of, there's a house that you can get that's really spacious like this and has a lot of these upper and lower levels. It's an Argonian house. Looks really quite cool. But yeah, I just really like this area. Again, very atmospheric.
Those chimes once soothed my entire tribe. Examine them, please.
All right, we can do that.
I brought a high elf mage here to save our village from some danger. My spirit still feels drawn to other parts of the village. We need to keep looking.
All right, then. Keep looking we shall. As we jump off the edge. I'm surprised, though happy, that there aren't many other players in here. It could be one of those things where, just because it is a lot more sprawling, this area, that, for that reason, you just don't see as many players. Particularly if they're not doing this quest.
I never lose it.
Okay, I think it's then up this way. I remember looking at the map and seeing that there should be a staircase right around this corner. Or on the other side of that corner, perhaps? Oh, okay, yeah, it does look like someone came over this way because all of these mobs are dead. Yep, there's someone. Yep, and here's the staircase that I was thinking.
There. The bowl on that shrine. I recognize it.
What is it?
I recall a mistake I made. It destroyed my tribe, the Zaman Talal. This is painful, but I am finally beginning to understand. We are close.
The Zaman Talal. I wonder what that is. Can you actually... No, you can't. You can't mount up here. Okay, off to the north then? I guess maybe you were supposed to get that one first and then that one. What's that? Oh. A mob. Okay, we'll go this way. We're just gonna stay up here at the upper level. And then we'll have to get over there. So it's nice to, I like to go back and forth essentially between strictly side quests or main quests even, and these delve-based quests, just due to the inherent nature of delves being more combat-oriented, then we're able to still have some lore, some quests by doing the quest for the delve, but otherwise a lot of it's then just fun and such. So it's just nice to have a couple of different, the variety of not only questing.
Something unpleasant haunts these halls.
So not only questing, but then also doing some combat. It's the variety. The variety is what matters.
Tread carefully. I sense a sinister force lurking deeper inside.
That would be the boss. And I have a feeling it's the one. I have a feeling it's
near. My spirit wants to flee, but I will not let you face this alone.
I think it's gonna be him somehow, because he said that they all died. Right, when we got that ceremonial bowl. Oh, excuse you. Oh, okay, or I guess it's that.
As the mist will finally stopped running. Cool.
Like a tide.
The lich your soul.
Oh, that's right. He said that there was a lich anyway. Ooh, nice. We got another lead. We should maybe we'll do the other delve, and then maybe we'll do some leads, because I've got I think 4 of those, and those are the legendary leads, which you definitely want to.
The Temple of Sithis. I was wearing that right before I cast my ward when I killed someone.
Maybe.
That is it. I remember. No. Meet me by my corpse, friend, and you will know everything. You must.
Oh, I wonder who he killed. But I also wonder who that lich was. Right? It could have just been a lich that wasn't first some other being without lich-like powers. But I'm otherwise thinking it could be someone that he killed, or that the person he killed that then became the lich. It's also a possibility. How about we'll get this sky shard, and then we'll jump down below. Boom.
I remember everything. My life here, what happened to me, to the tribe. Let me explain.
Please do. I'm excited.
It feels like pieces of my memory are stitching back together. So many emotions and memories. The Corellanians are responsible for what happened here. The Corellanians and me.
Okay, the Corellanians seem to be a recurring topic, a recurring group of people. They were also partially responsible with the main quest. They had a role to play in the worm cult, particularly with the Corellanian Manor, where we went into the crypts there, and they were essentially able to contribute the dead to the worm cult. So let's see what they did then here together with Akech Chun.
A storm was bearing down on our islet. A deadly storm. I sought the aid of powerful mages, high elves from the Corellanian clan on Solstice. They were more well-versed in the arcane arts than we were, more capable of casting the protection we needed.
I wonder why he's moving around so much. I mean, he did finally remember what happened, so maybe he's just nervous. Then what happened?
I was foolish to think the passage of tides had changed them. They were still the necromancers of old. The necromancers who took much of our land as their own. They demanded my soul in exchange for their help. I agreed, but then fear overtook me.
Interesting. Okay, so yeah, they're the necromancers, again, that we had with the Corellanian Manor.
I killed a Coralania mage and fled. My ward was supposed to protect my body, keep it from rising in undeath. But it reacted to their spell and tied my spirit to this islet. My people, they succumbed and now serve the Lich. I need your help.
What are you asking me, Akachon?
I invited the Coralanians here because I feared the storm more than them. It is my fault that my people died and now serve the Lich. I need you to tell me what to do. Remain bound here to help my people, or move on to the Void to face my punishment.
You want me to make this decision for you?
My past decisions caused this. I no longer trust my instincts, so I ask you to choose for me. Should I remain a lingering spirit to try to free my village from this curse? Or will you burn my corpse and release me to the Void to face Sithis' wrath?
Well, we killed the Lich. Right, it says your people need you. Stay here and find a way to remove the curse. We killed the Lich, so why would they still be under the Lich's control? Unless you have to kill its phylactery or something, as is often the case with Liches. Otherwise, you failed your people. You should move on to face whatever fate awaits you in the Void. Because he might not be able to find a curse, or find a way to remove the curse, and then his people will still be stuck here, essentially. He was also then essentially saying, I really want to just, I want to get away from this. He would then be facing his consequences. So here, this is definitely, although again, this is the more evil, chaotic answer, I would say. So just playing with my character, I'd say your people need you. Stay here and find a way to remove the curse.
Yes. I must remain to find a way to lift this curse. It is my duty as my people's Niswo. I will gladly spend an eternity here if I can save my village. We can use the items we found to bind my spirit and anchor it here. Place the items by my corpse, and I will bind my spirit to them.
Okay.
With that, my spirit is forever bound to this place. Let us speak one final time, friend.
I could imagine, unless someone takes those objects.
And so I am bound here. But now, with my memories intact. I will not waste this chance. Fear no longer has a hold on me. I will find a way to free my people and lift this tainted curse. Thank you for showing me this path, friend.
Well, let's go free your people, Akachon.
No, my friend. That task is mine, and mine alone. And it will take much time. Necromantic curses are complicated spells, not easily thwarted. But I could not have reached this point without you. And one day, my village will be free. Thanks to you.
Ancient Leal Vestment. It might, it's obviously going to be much worse than what I've got on now, but I might actually equip that.
How strange. To finally have my memories restored, and my purpose renewed. Now the true work of saving my people begins. And I will not fail them again. This, I swear.
Do you know how you plan to remove the curse from your village?
Not yet. I must learn more about what is happening here. Whether this curse was the Necromancer's original plan, or the result of my actions when I killed one of them and set my ward. This may be the work of decades, centuries, but I have time.
That is true, and if he's able to then remove the curse, then even if he's stuck here, quote unquote, as long as he's able to then free his people, then that ultimately doesn't matter. But I'm still a little bit confused. Yeah, do you know anything about the lich that haunts this islet?
Now that my memories are restored, I recognize the lich as the Corellanian mage I killed right before the storm struck. I was a fool to abandon my faith and turn to those villains. I suppose death is not an obstacle to those who practice necromancy.
What was the village like before it became Tainted Leal?
It was beautiful, Zaman Tala. Simple. Peaceful. I was their priest, and the people were happy. That is why I tried so hard to save them from that storm. If only I had trusted my faith and not turned to those necromancers.
Well, best of luck, Akachon. Oh, got another Argonian. Oh, that's the companion. And a Khajiit. Cool. Alright, that was quite nice. I like that. That's another nice thing about the Delve quests, is they're very compact. But that was quite nice. I liked that. Alright, we're gonna go up here to turn these in.
Let's ride.
And we honestly might as well then do that quest and then go on over to the Delve, I would say. But we're making good progress. Not that it's a race or anything, or not that I'm trying to just get rid of everything here. But
At last, someone arrives. On behalf of the Nord Cultural Exchange, I request assistance.
So the Nord Cultural Exchange, there is a repeating quest, I think, in many of the chapters where a Nord Cultural Exchange representative is there, and it's actually really quite funny. So I hope it's this one, but I wonder if it's then also different from what we've got here. Let's see.
Greetings! I am Ysmer of the glorious expedition for the Nord Cultural Exchange, and the village before you is Shore's Stand. It houses a great community of proud Nords who, frankly, will not listen to a word we say.
What do you mean?
The Sturk Fellowship tasked us with getting the people of Shore's Stand to ally with us against the Worm Cult. A fine idea, except that Brit the Bold is in charge. She's too inexperienced, and the villagers are too stubborn to listen.
If Brit's too inexperienced, why is she in charge?
It's not her fault. The villagers sent the rest of our envoy away. Brit's too stubborn to leave. She gets that from her brother. She needs help, and I have failed her once already. Will you aid her? The exchange pays well, as does the Fellowship.
So I'll help Brit unite Shore's Stand with the Sturk Fellowship, under certain conditions, though.
Brit's in the square. Last I saw, she was doing her best to dazzle the speakers of the village. Her brother Rigert would be proud. I must return to Sunport. Prince Azah of the Sturk Fellowship expects a report on our progress. Or lack thereof.
Before I go, tell me a little bit more about the Nord Cultural Exchange.
King Yoren started the exchange to help bring the various factions of the Ebonheart Pact together. Since he was committing forces to the war against the Worm Cult, he figured we'd be helpful in connecting with the locals. So far, not so much.
But you have had success in other places?
Very much so. Our leader, Rigert the Brash, is a genius at diplomacy. He plays the fool, but always achieves his goals. I wish he were here, and not busy with a secret mission of his own. I just hope his little sister is half the diplomat that he is.
Rigert the Brash is Brit's brother? Yeah, Rigert the Brash, that's the one who appeared in the other quest lines.
I respect Brit a lot. Following in your brother's footsteps is not an easy thing. Still, she believes in the cultural exchange. Brit's young, but with time, she may prove to be a greater ambassador than Rigert, if this mission doesn't ruin her.
Rigert never mentioned a sister.
You know Rigert? When King Yoren created the Nord Cultural Exchange and put Rigert in charge, Brit was still quite young. They were close once, but his travels take him far from home. But she read his letters and decided to become a diplomat too.
I think the important point that he said earlier was that Rigert likes to play the fool, which that's exactly how he presents himself in all of the quests. That's quite cool. All right. So this is then the Nord Cultural Exchange quest. Oh, I'm excited about this one. Like I said, the previous ones were always really good. So let's see essentially what they do here. So I'm first going to talk to the captain. Yeah.
Gods, you smell as terrible as I feel. I haven't smelled something so foul since the Tempest. Hang on. Are you carrying a jar of slowed slime?
It could also be this fish or this soup here. I don't know. It's somehow, this soup somehow looks really delicious and also incredibly disgusting at the same time. Anyway, I found your note on this jar.
Never thought I'd be so happy to smell such an awful stench. I thought the storm took it for certain. But the sight of it lifts my spirits more than this full tankard. You did me a better turn than you know. Take this for your troubles.
Thanks.
Whatever friendly instinct drove you this way, know that I am not open to a parley. I'm too far into my purse and my cups for that. If only this rotten luck would turn.
Well, I also found these volcanic pearls next to your note.
And there's my luck righted. You have no idea how hard it was to secure volcanic pearls directly from Ash Mountain. Thank you. I apologize for my terse attitude before. I hope this is enough to show you my appreciation.
166 gold, it's all right. I would think maybe like 10 or 100 times more would be more appropriate.
All I'm missing is a box of snow truffles, and then maybe I have a chance to keep this client happy. I might be able to save what little remains of my family. I should send a letter to my client. See if they can wait a little longer before we meet.
Okay, snow truffles. Tell me more about this contract.
A mysterious client contacted me just as I was about to tell the crew to find other work. They asked for rare items, difficult to obtain, but well worth the hefty price I was offered.
Welcome to the chat, by the way. We're just finishing up some of the side quests here in Solstice. We've got most of them done by now. We've only got, I think, 2 or 3 left. Here we were just essentially turning in some items that we found along the way before we completed the previous delve, and now it seems like we have to find one more item for her in order to complete her little quest line. So we're figuring out who this client is that contacted her to get all of these items. What ended up going wrong? The storm?
Didn't take you too long to figure it out. We nearly made it. I tasted hope. Maybe this time I could prove to my parents' spirits that I wouldn't destroy everything they've worked for. But that storm churned us up and spit us on the shore.
Well, that's essentially how I was able to find all the goods so far. Did you toss the other goods overboard too?
Father always said that the right decision can still find a way to bite you in the arse. I chose to save my crew. I don't regret it.
Good for you.
If you find any more cargo on the beach, you know where I am. Otherwise, I'll figure it out. I have to.
Okay, so this is then one of those things where you actually have to stumble across the items. We found an item here and here, so I could imagine we just have to go along the beach here in order to find the last one. Chad, if you have any suggestions as to where to find the third one, like I said, we found one down here already. We found one here. Maybe there's another one up here. Yeah, let me know in the chat if you know, if you have any ideas. And otherwise, let's go ahead and talk
Stick your
about
sturt fellowship where the sun sets, mainlander.
Exactly.
But we can help each other. Rid Solstice of the worm cult threat.
We have a bigger problem than the worm cult. Help with that, or go away.
All right, here's Brit the Bold. So the quest line that we're working on now. This is one of the main side quests here for this village. So for Shore's Stand, and this concerns the Nord Cultural Exchange. So we're essentially going to see what happens here. Brit the Bold, what do you have to say?
I tried gifts. I tried kindest and most flatteringest of words. I even tried logics beyond argumentation. Everything my brother said always works failed. How am I supposed to get through to these Nords?
Ismael sent me to help.
And you agreed? Oh, you're now my most favoritist person. Village speakers disagree with me about worm cult danger. They want to deal with things in their own way. No matter how far Nords go from Skyrim, we keep our cultural bullheadedness alive.
Do you have a plan for getting the village to join your cause?
Speaker Hialf thinks the village has a bigger problem than the cult. He wants help, so we shall help him. But you talk to Speaker first. I used all my most convincingest words and the Speaker still rejected me. I must think up new ones.
Tell me about the village speakers. Maybe that will help out.
Shore Stand has 3 halls. Bear Hall, Hall of Feathers, and Wolf Hall. Speakers, well, they speak for their halls. And halls speak for everyone in Shore Stand. If speakers don't trust us, then no one trusts us. Big predicament.
Okay, so it sounds like we're going to have to go to each of these halls and convince them to finally essentially join her side or support her, whatever she is actually here for, support her exchange, ultimately, I would think. Yeah. Why do the hall leaders get to speak for everyone in the village?
I did some asking, and each hall has big role. Bear Hall protects. Hall of Feathers organizes parties. And Wolf Hall keeps everyone fed and content. Very orderly. These are very strange Nords. Some ways I recognize, others not so much.
What do you mean?
Bear, birds, and wolves. Old Nord gods from really old days. But speakers don't talk like old Nords, or even good like my brother and me. They have new ideas, a different outlook. I will really enjoy this mission, if we don't make mess of it.
I was going to say, I mean, for cultural exchange, this sounds perfect, because that's exactly what you're meant to do as a representative, even if you're talking then to other Nords. Why did the Sturk Fellowship send you here, Britt?
I asked very politely. My brother Rigert arrived with secret mission from Skald King, and Sturk Fellowship needed someone to recruit these Nords. I thought it would be easy task, but who knew these Nords would be so different?
Riget's your brother? I mean, we already actually figured that out from the person we talked to beforehand.
Most call him Rigert the Brash, but yes, he's my older brother and leader of Nord Cultural Exchange. Big honor. Skald King Yoran sent him all over Tamriel, and now all over world. I joined as soon as I could. Exchanging culture is my passion.
Okay. Then, we'll go speak to each of these speakers. And again, I imagine we'll have to then do some sort of task for them. First off to the Bear Hall. That's very appropriate, seeing as I've got my bear with us.
Where is my daughter?
She went after the beast. We couldn't stop her.
It destroyed a lot of trees. The beast is too powerful.
A beast? We could help with that.
Indeed. In fact, we will.
You're with that culture exchange woman, right? Look. Even if I wanted to talk the other speakers into listening to you, I can't. There are too many problems facing the village right now to lend our support to strangers from the mainland.
He has a very strong Arnold Schwarzenegger type of impression going on. Problems like the beast is what he would sound like. Problems like the beast?
You overheard that. Necromancers or whatever threat Brit spoke about are tomorrow's problem. The beast is a threat to Shore Stand right now. Good warriors nearly died trying to catch it. The village is scared.
But if this beast wasn't a problem, you'd consider joining the Sturk Fellowship?
I can't promise anything. But I'd have one less excuse not to consider it. The beast hides out in the woods, to the east. If you want to go after it, I'd start there. Given how much destruction it's caused, You should pick up its trail quickly.
All right, will do. What more can you tell me about the beast?
It's strange. So many of the reports disagree on the details. Our villagers can tell you what they saw. Just ask politely. If you decide to hunt the beast, please look for my daughter as well. I'd go myself, but I have to protect the village.
Okay. It'll be nice to see games. I mean, a lot of single-player games do this, but it would just be computationally too expensive for MMOs. But it'll be nice when textures essentially adapt to the form of the actual wearer, or in this case, the NPC, right? Because here it's obviously clipping through his arm and just sticking out straight. It'll be nice when graphics have reached the point, or just, I guess it's graphics, have reached the point in how they interact with one another that it looks a little bit more natural.
Meet in Eastern Woods, friend. Beast awaits.
All right.
Stop the beast, and I'll consider this.
Off we go then. I mean, we knew that anyway. Whoops. Okay, there is then the beast. This is this is very appropriate, my mount. We've got another...
What am I going to do?
We've got an
My
advanced
livelihood
one even.
depends on that magic hat.
Ooh, nice. Oh,
Nice haul.
I wanted to also put this on, but I'm going to take my outfit off. Oh, I think actually it's here. Yeah. No outfit. Oh. Well, it looks more Argonian though. I don't really like how it looks, but just to change things up a little bit. I don't know, what do you think, chat? Should I keep the original outfit that's more sorcery-like, or this one at least is more Argonian, I would say. It's not really my cup of tea, but that's all right.
Look! Destruction!
Could say that again. What do you think, Britt?
You ready to prove our helpfulness? Speaker Hialf was not specific on how he wants Beast dealt with, but I have thoughts. A plan to really impress Bear Hall.
What's your plan?
We not kill Beast. I see you not get plan. If Beast dies, we look impressive. If we catch Beast and bring to village alive, we look most impressive, see? Capture is harder than kill. Yes, this good plan. Let's get to it.
Yeah, but, I mean, look what it can do. You are right, it is more dangerous and difficult, but if it leaves essentially all of this, and we take it back to the village, you could end up destroying part of that. I have a feeling something like that might just happen. Lizard bear. Interesting. Oh, these dams. Yeah, these hack wings. They're very annoying.
Look! In middle of burning embers! Big glint! See?
Yes. Let's check what the charred debris is covering.
That claw is enormous. Beast must have big talons.
I think we'll be fine. I'm not too worried.
A survivor! Unless she is the beast.
Wait. You're not from Shore Stand?
Well, we came from there just now, but no, we're not originally from there.
I'm not a beast. I'm here, same as you, to catch it. This must be what Father warned me about. Overconfidence, ambition. They only get you hurt.
Okay,
But I can't go back to the village. Not while it's still in danger.
here's the daughter that the speaker of the Bear Hall was referring to. So, referring to. What happened here?
The beast happened. We expected it to be on the ground, but the attack came from the treetops. Something snapped in the woods, and then there was a noise. Deafening, like thunder. That's when we started hurling spears. It was mayhem.
Did you see the beast?
No, just shadows from the flames it threw at us. Everyone else ran back to the bear hall. I stayed to hold it off. But I can't fight the beast anymore. Not in this condition. Father is going to be so mad.
Is your father Speaker He-Elf, by the way? He asked us to look for you.
My father already knows. Great. He wanted me to join the Hall of Feathers, but I don't care about music and dance. I want to protect people. I tried my best. I fought the beast longer than anyone else. But I suppose it's your turn now. Good luck.
I mean, not bad for if you were able to last
Don't
the longest
worry.
and not die.
My friend here has hunted many beasts, I hope.
Yes, I hope.
There! Not forest creatures. Other one. That's our beast?
Oh.
It is small.
Small and looks awfully Daedric. Let's get our netch out. Not that we really need it. Oh, but we do need some food. Okay, so that will take us
Our
to this
beast
cave.
is sloth? Too small to call beast. Beastlet? No, that's silly. It went into cave.
Beastlet? No, too silly. That's like, I like that. Oh, here are the pretty mining things, whatever this is called. Forget what kind of... They refer to it specifically in game, because we had to go to one of the mines in the main quest. I forget what kind of mineral that actually is. But...
Our beastlet just woke up, bigger beast. You can fight, right, friend?
Yes. We'll be
I'll
fine.
go after our beast. Catch up when you can.
We'll be fine. Like I said, we'll be fine. So it seems like the other people who tried to go after the beast, as we've been doing.
Good, beastlet. Stay calm. No exploding us, yes?
Take the hat.
Friend, takes good beast.
Sorry. Magic cap. Take.
And just like that, we turned beastlet into sloth.
Ah. So it seems like someone put an enchantment on the sloth, and that's essentially what was going on.
Animals like me. The trick is patience, a soothing voice, and lots of hand waving. Bear Hull hunters don't do any of that. They probably scared our poor little beast. It didn't know any better.
So the people of Short Stand were scared of a sloth? A sloth with a wizard hat?
Silly, I agree. But silly can be dangerous too. Still, Speaker Hialf may have trouble believing us. That's why I'm going to get our beastlet and hat cleaned up. No one will accuse us of lying when they see both.
How did you know the hat was giving the sloth its magic?
Look at hat! It sparkles! Besides, did you hear merchant outside village? One with lost magicap? I think we found lost magicap. Now, off you go to Speaker Hialf. I have work to do and dramatic entrance to make. That always helps.
He's got a good attitude. I like it. I mean, we also knew that the sloth was magical because it was the sloth that, like from the hat, of course, because it was the sloth that ended up...
Let's hit the trail.
Summoning... That was an odd jump. Summoning then the mob that we had to fight. And that's then essentially why, so far, the other NPCs weren't able to kill...
How did I manage to lose a magic hat? Hats don't just walk away.
Ah, okay. There's the hat, the magic hat he was talking about. But the sloth then was summoning those other beasts, and that's what was killing, or at least injuring, the other Nord a lot. Cool. So does he say something about
Sorry,
that?
no trades today. You may not think that a hat is important, but I refuse to conduct business without it. My magic cap is lucky. I can't believe I lost it.
Tell me about your magic cap.
A sorcerer gave it to me to help light fires. I am not very good at that. But ever since I got my magic cap, people don't try to haggle my prices down. I have fewer run-ins with bandits. I always sleep by roaring fires. I need that magic cap.
Well, we may have found it, but I'm not going to tell you yet. How did you lose it?
It was so foolish. I was cooking and took my magic cap off so it wouldn't fall into the cook pot. When I turned around to put it back on, it wasn't there. I searched everywhere.
How do you know it wasn't stolen?
Because nothing else is missing. If some thieves come into my camp while I was cooking, why would they only take a plain hat? I have several other wares that glitter and catch the eye. It must be here somewhere. I'll find it.
I'm surprised, so you essentially have to stumble upon that NPC. If there hadn't been that chest there, I probably wouldn't have gone that way, or at least noticed. And he provides actually some key information about the magic cap.
I don't care what you were doing. What if you died out there?
I am not a coward, Father. I do not run when things get dangerous.
My daughter returned from the beast hunt, which is a weight off my shoulders. But where's Brit? Where's the beast?
Britt and I took care of your
Tell
beast
me what
problem.
happened.
Oops, sorry. Britt and I took care of your beast problem, in fact.
How? You aren't injured. You aren't horrifically burned to a crisp. Are you really stronger than the best warriors of the Bear House? Well, what sort of creature was it? What beast can an emissary of the Fellowship hunt down that we cannot?
The thing is, it was actually a sloth wearing an enchanted hat.
A sloth? In an enchanted hat? I'll need to see that to believe it. But if you're telling the truth, you've earned my support. You'd best talk to Speaker Frogirda next. She's polite enough to listen. Which is more than I can say about Speaker Sograd.
Uh-oh, so he'll be the last one.
My magic cap! I thought it was lost forever.
Here you go, proof of your fearsomest beast. Now, I would like word with friend.
A sloth? We were terrorized by a sloth.
Indeed. Well, at least a sloth with a magic cap.
Hat returned and beast secured. How did you fare with Speaker Hialf? He ready to join Sturk Fellowship now?
Bear House is with us, and he said we should talk to Speaker Froggeard next.
Good progress. Hall of Feathers is where Speaker Frogirda lives. She was mad before, but maybe she calmed down while we hunted Little Beast. I'll meet you there. My feet hurt after wrangling this little cutie.
Frogirda is her name, which makes sense. Pronouncing the A at the end if they're Nord. Frogirda. Okay, one down, two to go. Hall of Feathers. Oh, Hall of Feathers, this is the dancey musical one.
I saw you talk to that strange woman, Brit the Bold. If you're here to get me to hand over my village to a group of outsiders who don't respect our culture, then you're going to have to leave my hall.
Why do you think the Sturk Fellowship doesn't respect your culture?
Everyone who comes here looking to take advantage of our might thinks they're more sophisticated than we are. You've been here long enough to join a hunt, but you haven't picked up a book or asked about our traditions.
Okay, that's true. If I read a book, will you consider joining the fight against the worm cult?
It's not about books, it's our culture. That Sturk Fellowship wants to use our warriors without really knowing anything about us. For me, to agree to join your cause, you must prove that you're willing to learn who the people of Shorestand are.
I'm surprised that she didn't want to join then Brit's Nord Cultural Exchange, because that's essentially the entire point of her cause, is to exchange cultural knowledge. And so assuming that there's a degree of reciprocity between the two, where, you know, if Brit learns something from her, that Speaker Frogirda would also offer something to Brit. I wonder what happened and why essentially the negotiations broke down, or why she was unwilling to join the cause. But that's fine. How can we reprove that?
Telling you would defeat the purpose. Look around, examine our books, learn about us, and find your own inspiration. You seem clever enough, and that young woman certainly has a lot of spirit. You'll figure it out.
Right. So, We've got some books to read on the tradition of brawls. A retrospective by the esteemed Instag on the nature of tavern brawling in the remote village of Shore's Stand. Tavern brawls are not heard of in any village. They are liable to break out anytime individuals live within close proximity to one another. Emotions rise, tempers soar, and sooner or later, someone throws a punch and begins the wild array of combative maneuvers that are the hallmark of this type of fighting. Many view brawls as low class, but they serve an important function in the ethos of village life. Brawls ensure that issues are dealt with and disagreements do not fester. In the village of Shore's Stand on the island of Solstice, brawling has taken a slightly different function. In this village's quaint tavern, brawling serves as a communal activity that reminds them why they fight together and not against one another. It works as an activity that brings the villages close together. Often, when the dust settles and the tables are set right, the original combatants leave the tavern arm in arm as united siblings. Perhaps we can all learn something from Shore's Stand. Place all your grievances on the tavern floor and leave them there after the brawl ends. Learn to look past your anger and remember the kinship that binds us together. All right. Praise for the 14. Learn from these great figures, O children of Shore's Stand. They are the founders of our village, and when I, Kundar, am gone, it falls upon you to remember their names and deeds. Oh no. Okay, this is gonna be hard. Thane Hayfrid, a visionary leader who inspired hope for a bright future and saw the path to our village. It is through her direction that the other ancestors completed their great works. It was under her tutelage that the Bear Hall, Wolf Hall, and the Hall of Feathers were constructed. It is in her name that our village strives and continues. Thane Hayfrid. You were the brave, the first to give his life so that the village could survive. The founder who faced Sumoda alone with naught but the gleaming bow of the fox beside him. We do not know what his final moments were like, but we praise his bravery nonetheless. For Crit the Cleaver. When our ancestor's ship broke and was swallowed by the hungry sea, her quick thinking and skills kept the village together. Her work saw to the creation of villages, gardens, and storehouses. Every day we eat because of Vercrit. Edelreda the Unbanished. When the High Elves came to our village to judge our progress, Edelreda spewed forth a string of such profane curses and invocations that all the bees left their hives and swarmed to the woods. Even now, no hives will settle in the center of our village. Once a year, we spit in the dirt to remember her creativity and way with words. Tumwolf the Clean, the founder who sacrificed adventure and grand mystery for careful thought. While others may call Tunwolf cowardly, we know the truth. All expeditions require a level head who looks at danger and weighs its risks. The village survives due to this founder's caution. Ygritte the Fruitful and Valdin the Short, parents of the first Nords and leaders of the first house. Their love inspired bards, as did their family. The Divines blessed these two, and their love for each other ensured that the gods remembered the rest of the village in turn. Igi who rolled where he shouldn't, the western path remains cleared of rocks and debris in her honor. For when the founders crawled out of the surf and onto the sand, she raced ahead, but her feet caught on a rock into the dark, which sent her tumbling back to waves below, calming the others of their enthusiasm. Gyodlar Thickskin. When all others cowered in the darkness, Gyodlar hunted for animal and vegetable alike. He returned with a feast of flesh and kept the bruises he gathered hidden, for their price was worthwhile and the pain negligible. Bareki and Olmond the Honest. Crossing the hungry sea is no small feat for a ship of 14, but these carried the work of reminding the others of the world they left behind. They wove a tapestry of sorrow and hunger so convincing that even Elf became hopeful for the land that Nelnir promised. Elf the Downtrodden. He who countered Nelnir's greatest prediction with realism and dour disposition. He who looked at the clods and saw mud. He who never warmed and never smiled. While Tunwolf's realism protected the group, Aelf's lowly opinions for all balanced the joys of the witch Samhard's death. Little Airfig, Eknin, and Borelf. The trio of youngsters who brought laughter to danger, light to darkness, joy to the ocean, and purpose to the founders. Theirs were the faces of the future. Theirs were the empty stomachs most in need of filling. Theirs was the cause that ended the great fasting and brought us across the sea to settle here in Shore's Stand. All right, so I'm sure they're going to ask questions about this that I will not be able to remember. There, the brawling
Word
one was...
from Namalton is that Ira Earthturner was a traitor. You were there. Is that true?
Ira Earthturn was a traitor. I don't know. So that'll be hard. Together Stew Recipe. Translated from Old Norn by Trilva. Feasts of nature, feasts of time, forwards and backwards we keep our rhyme, while others look to drive us apart. We know the order is fixed in our heart. What starts may be the end, and the end may be the start. So read closely, think carefully, and pick smart. The buzzer's treasure sweetens our bonds, while swimmers' scales steep. Flavored with blooms and spuds from the deep, shelled in the innards shine to bring the sun round once more. Read thoroughly, or your feasts will be a bore. Read thoroughly. All right, buzzard, swimmer's scales, blooms, spuds, innards. All right, we'll see if we pass then this test, because I'm sure she's going to ask questions about
I'm here, friend.
Everything.
Tell me what you know.
So this will be hard. I don't know. What do you think, chat? I feel like particularly that second book was the worst in terms of having to remember everything. We'll see if then that's something that we have to do.
You met with Speaker Frogirda? I don't see any spit on you. What did she say?
Speaker Frigirda thinks that the Fellowship won't respect their culture.
Won't respect? But this is Nord cultural exchange. Respect is what we do. Well, we just have to convince her otherwise. My brother would start gifting now, but we have no gifts. I could give beautiful and moving ram horn recital.
I found some books in the Hall of Feathers. Maybe one of them could be useful.
List of 4 Nord names is too complicated. And brawling wouldn't be most convincing. This recipe looks good. Nothing says Nord culture like feast. But words are stranger than usual.
What's wrong with the words?
Look at ingredients. Words make no sense. Wait, it's puzzle. I love puzzles. You find half and I'll do same.
Which one should I find?
Well, I saw farm outside village. It could have spuds. And try lake in west for swimmer's scales. But buzzer's treasure. Oh, visit local mead maker for honey. Find those and meet behind Bear Hall. Ooh, Rickard says I am most excellent cook.
I think that was one of the jokes as well, where Rigger, her brother, claimed to be a super
Visions
good
of islands
cook.
drowned in hopes. Look to
Yes,
tankards
yes.
and then
But in fact, everything he cooked was absolutely atrocious. So it could also be one of those things where she's actually not a good cook. Uh-oh, looks like we're gonna have to get rid of some pests, Farmer Hruff.
I got my troubles and you got yours. What do you say to sharing them and lightening the burden?
I'm actually looking for spuds from deep.
Like a potato? I can see where your trouble stems from. It's the wrong season to harvest potatoes. They're just buds.
I really need the potatoes for the stew, though.
I have some dried potatoes. They won't be as good as fresh, mind you, but they'll work right enough in most recipes. Thing is, my farm's overrun with coral crabs. Get rid of the crabs, and you're welcome to my dried potatoes.
All right, I hope that wasn't a euphemism. But I will definitely get rid of them. 1, 2, 3, done. Use fertilizer. Oh, there are more. Right, nice, easy peasy.
That's quite the sting. Think you can follow the scent on the ground?
Oh. We'll just get the big crab. Or is there more? Yeah, there is more. I actually don't see, so I think usually if they say follow some trail, you have to crouch. Yeah, there it is. so over this way. I don't think the crabs will actually attack, just if we attack them. Ah, looks like we have to go over here. Colossal crab is definitely the appropriate name for that. That was hidden there somehow. The Lessons of Keen, Wisdom of Shore. All right, that's a bit too long. If it's not associated or take directly with the quest, then I'm not going to read it. Just because I do also want to make sure that, you know, we continue with the story. But I quite like this mount, particularly because it's cold and wintry, I like it. All right, I got it.
Phew, it smells stronger than I remember.
Yes.
I take it this means you found what drew those coral crabs to my farm?
I found where the fertilizer was being kept.
Well, now we know that the crabs can't resist whatever's in this batch. I won't be buying it again from Olaf, that's for certain. I'm a man of my word. Here, 1 sack of dried potatoes. It should be more than enough for your recipe.
Thank you much. All right, then. Looks like there's something down here by the water. Oh, and I wonder if... Oh, I think that might kill me if I jump too far. I don't know. We have to be on the lookout for the last item for that other quest that you just kind of discover while going through. And I see there's a chest here that I'm going to grab. It's just a simple one, but that's all right. Derp. All the way down. And one more all the way down. Anything over here? Okay, so there's a quick... So if I try to steal this, he's going to get angry. So a quick thing to make it easy. We've got like a bank NPC. Just grab that and then put him away. And then you won't lose reputation or rapport with Bastian. Baragor.
Hawk's bones, it's lovely outdoors.
Hmm.
With the beast gone, I can just enjoy the breeze instead of looking over my shoulder.
Is there good fishing in this lake? I need to get swimmer's scales for a feast.
Swimmer's scales? You don't eat the scales unless you like a little crunch. No, your recipe probably means the flesh. Fishing's great here, if you have the right bait. Our lake's stocked with trout, and they've a taste for crab bits.
Okay, crab bits. The fish only like one type of bait?
Good thing there's a lot of crabs around here. Hope you're not squeamish like me. My brother keeps crab meat in our home, so I don't have to kill anything. But it's mine. You can't have any.
All right. He looks quite odd there. So I assume... Oh. I'm gonna just... I think I've got enough crab meat. I just want to grab this sky shard, since we're here anyway. And it doesn't seem... Seems like they still haven't fixed this, because unless they changed it, because you used to essentially float up in the air. What about those vipers? I could imagine that they would have essentially something that you could use. Okay, but here I need to... Like I said, I assume I have to fish. So we'll go over this way. And we need crab. Crawler's got simple fish, no chub. That's fish roe, minnow. I don't think, yeah, it says gather crab meat for bait. Oh, okay, so I have to get them from... Of course, you have to kill specific crabs, not just anything. That's fine. And of course, exactly what was the quest over here where we just killed a bunch of crabs? Rugadone? No. There we go, crab meat. We'll just get this while we're here.
What do you think you'll make with that?
Probably some jewelry, since that's pretty much all you can use it for. Okay. Now we can actually actually fish with this. Yeah, we don't want to actually fish, but we want to quest fish. Wow, that was super easy.
See? I told you that you'd catch something fast with that bait.
Yeah. You were not wrong. Okay, and then we'll get the buzzer's treasure for the last bit. And that will then allow us to cook the together feast. Again, I have a feeling that things are going to go quite wrong. Here.
The gods must have blessed that fancy smart newcomer. I just watched her stick both boots in her mouth while talking.
You mean the mead maker? Do you have any honey I could borrow? That might be problematic because we read about that in the story where they got rid of all the bees here.
Oh, I have one jar left, but I have plans for it. Tell you what, the jar's yours if you sample the mead over there. Speaker Frogirda will only sell my mead at village gatherings if someone's tasted them first.
All right. Spiced, berry, wildflower. Let's go with the, well, let's go with the spiced. That sounds quite nice. Uh-oh. Looks like you're gonna get drunk.
Is it really that bad?
Yes. Wildflower? So clearly the first one, the spiced one, was best.
Don't keep me in suspense here. Are my meads all right? Did you try them all?
I did.
How were they? You acted strangely after some of them. No matter. Which one did you like best?
The spiced mead.
I figured as much from your reaction to it. Well, you earned my last jar of honey. Try not to waste it. I'm not sure how much honey is left in this village now. I make a lot of mead.
And you don't have any bees, so that's problematic. I mean, obviously you can then just go somewhere else and get the honey, but it would obviously be easier if you actually had your bees here. All right, then go over here, give her the ingredients so that she can make the stew.
Look here! Not bad for cook spot, no?
Yeah, you got a new outfit too.
That was adventure and a half. I went all over Shore's stand, even peeked into Wolf Hall. Learned not to talk to Speaker Sogrard yet. He's very shouty. How did you fare? Find all your ingredients?
I have the swimmer's scales, spuds from the deep, and buzzer's treasure.
Perfect! I'll set everything out and then we can get started. Chefs say it's important to be organized when cooking. Otherwise, you might confuse radishes with eggs.
You can't tell the difference between radishes and eggs? Maybe I should cook. That's what I was that I was hinting at. I think the stew that we're gonna make, we have all of the correct ingredients, but remember it also said in the recipe that you really have to make sure to follow the correct order. Otherwise things will go awry.
Oh, I am excellent cook. Hardly burn anything. Brother Rigord loves my rabbit meatballs too. Don't worry so much. You tell what order to add ingredients. End of recipe is confusing. Think old Nords had trick up their boots with this one.
Okay, so yeah, let's look at the recipe again.
Let's get this feast started.
So, honey, scales, spuds, and innards. Honey?
I know good Nord cooking smells. This not it.
What? Did I apparently got it. Yeah, the buzzer's treasure sweetens our bonds. Whilst the scales, we keep our rhyme. Facts of nature, facts of time, forwards and backwards, we keep our rhyme. What starts may be the end, and the end may be the start. Okay. So, shelled innards. There's the herbs. Shelled innards, fish. Okay. Maybe crab meat?
That looks right.
What's this actually? Potatoes? I think the potatoes come next. Yeah, and then the herbs. And then the
Yes,
fish.
that's it. I knew you could cook.
And then the honey. Okay, so you had to do it
We
backwards.
did it! I need to make ready. Take stew and serve speakers in Village Square.
Oops. Okay. That was kind of cool. I mean, all it did was change the order, but still, touche. There you are, Speaker Froggeard.
Together, Stu? At this time of year? Oh.
Stew proves
I'm not too
nothing.
late. Let the feast of friendship
Wait.
commence.
Where did you find this recipe?
Potatoes?
Your
Out of
food
season?
served and your feast
Oh,
started.
I want
but
a
was it
second
enough?
bowl.
Come, speak to me. I hope you know that the stew was lumpy and not a feast of friendship like Brittabold said. It's usually served as part of a harvest celebration. And yet...
And yet, what is it?
Together stew is made from whatever's close at hand. We come together as a village to make it hearty and delicious. So, I suppose it is about friendship. Your ambassador may not be as daft as she appears.
See?
She actually taught me something.
Is that enough to prove to you that the Fellowship is willing to learn about your culture?
It wasn't elegant, but what about Nord's ever is? Your feast was earnest and displayed willingness. I don't believe you'll treat our warriors as fodder. The Hall of Feathers will support your fellowship. And I have a gift for you. A book.
Why are you giving me this?
I know what he'll ask of you, and this book will help. Before you ask, I won't tell you what his challenge will be. I won't cheat. But since you found inspiration from a book before, perhaps you can again.
See, Froggeard? I told you this ambassador was different.
It's the wrong season for a harvest feast, but their effort is commendable.
It worked? Our feast worked?
Okay, here's the founding. So essentially this is then about, he's going to ask about that perhaps.
You think some soup will sway me or my wolves? We know who we are. We know what we want. And we know that this fellowship is not for our village.
Why are you so against allying with the Sturk Fellowship?
Do you know who makes decisions for them? For their allies? We are the proud Nords of Shore Stand. We will act in our own best interests. Us. Not some fellowship. Not the regent in Sunport. And certainly not kings and queens from across the sea.
And you don't think the Sturk Fellowship will consider your village's needs when making decisions?
As a matter of fact, I don't. But you managed to convince the other speakers of your intentions, and I've had a good while to study Brit the Bold. I have a challenge for her. If she can make a convincing enough speech, I will follow the others.
All you need is a speech and you'll agree?
You can't jump in to help her deliver it.
Uh-oh.
And to make things more interesting, she must incorporate our village's founding story into the speech. If she does all these things, then yes, the whole village will join this fellowship.
Why a speech?
Because I think she can't do it. You convinced the other speakers with your actions, hers and yours. This she must do on her own. It requires a quick mind. That's what I think you have that she lacks. Don't worry. I'm confident she'll fail.
All right, that's very reassuring. Welcome to the stream. We're just completing here this quest in Solstice, not with Bastion, but in Shore Stand. We're actually about at the end, and we will probably need to read this, the founding of Shore Stand, because we have to incorporate some information about this. So it was the time of darkness, snow, and hunger, a time when the foxes shivered in their burrows and the bears slept. The wind was harsh, food was scarce. This was when Thane Hafred gazed into the dry bottom of her tankard and saw a new home for her people. An island of sun and warmth. An island where her people could sleep with full stomachs and feast with gladness in their hearts. 14 from the village left in search of this mysterious island. They knew the journey would be long and difficult. It is not in the Nord spirit to bend to the whims of fear. When doubt overcame them, Thane Hayford spoke of what awaited at the end of their journey. When monsters of the sea beset them, Nor the brave fought them off. And when a storm surged to bring down their ship, Virlet lashed barrels together and saved them all. When their progress halted, a great whale rose from the water and showed them the route. Overhead, the cloudless skies of the sea turned to the dark cover of night. But the night grew long and stretched far past the usual cycle of sun and moon. This is when Virlet looked up and saw scales patterning the space where stars should shine. A giant serpent stretched above them, blotting out all light and keeping their new home in eternal darkness. It's quite annoying that the NPCs are talking in the background. I can hear them. The Nords let out a great wail and cry of lament as they huddled together in the darkness. Nothing they knew of could clear the scales from the sky. When all peered into the darkness and saw barren lands, Njor the Brave, with his eyes honed by the hawk and his mind as sharp as claws, looked and saw a glimmer of light. He rose and followed far from his companions. In that stillness and black silence, Njor dreamed of the fox. He saw its tail curve back into a bow and its whiskers lengthen to arrows. In the pitch of night, he drew the bowstring back and fired a shot from Sovngarde into the snake's heart. When the brightness of morning woke, the 13 remaining members of Thane Hayford's ship cheered and sought to congratulate Njor. Their search was in vain, for nothing remained of the hunter but the glowing bow of Shore. So it was that a feast in Shore's honor decorates our village's founding. Okay, so the glowing bow. So it is that we feast on cheese and mead to honor Njor and his bravery, as well as Thane Hayford's vision. So it is that we come together as a village, remembering Virket's cleverness that kept the founders together in the sea. Other so-called historians say that Thane Hayford commanded a fleet of ships, not just one, and that they used the ships to construct the first longhouses in the village. Nonsense. This is the story I was told, and I believe it completely. Okay, so we want to make sure we don't want to have anything about a fleet of ships.
Speaker Sograd talked to you without being mean and unsettling. I knew you were lucky. What did Speaker Sograd want? Did he change his mind about endorsing fellowship?
Well, based on what we just read, you're going to have to then give a speech and incorporate that into the speech. He thinks the village won't be able to make its own decisions if they join the Sturk Fellowship.
That is ridiculous. When have political allies ever overruled each other? We'll have to prove him wrong. What does he want?
He wants you to give a speech about the village's founding story and why they should join.
Oh no, a speech? Not some grand display of helpfulness? Speaking's not my family's strongest, most skill. And the founding story, how will we get that?
Speaker Forgrid gave it to me. She knew what Sorgred would want.
All right, here's plan. I give speech like Speaker Sograd wants. But you need to help when my memory fails. If you gesture to the things I forget in the speech, I can add them and no one will know. Is good plan, yes? You ready?
All right. I'm ready. Let's start.
Speaker Sograd, you think Sturk Fellowship will not listen, but I listened. I know this village was founded by Nords looking for better lives. Nords with vision. Nords who saw this island in
the stars. No, at the end. They saw at the end of, we need a tankard. Exactly, at the bottom of a tankard.
A tankard! Their ocean journey was most rough and full of big whales. But when ship crashed, they didn't drown. They tied themselves to
a barrel.
Just waiting for the waterfall to get it. A barrel! Yes! On barrels, they floated ashore. Solstice was dark and scary. But did your ancestors run? No. They dreamed of the Fox Shore. They dreamed of...
They dreamed of... No, not a sword. Where is the... The bow. Exactly.
A bow! Of course! Bows kill darkness and bring sun back to sky. You are visionariers, barrel lashers, hunters of darkness. You with your ceremonial mead and the food you eat for your forenords.
Cheese. Where be the cheese?
Cheese! Yes, you are cheese eaters too. Your
no.
traditions live as long as your village. No one can take that away. You fear your voice will be silent? You fear orders? You are Shore's Stand Nords. You will not let those things happen.
That's right.
Not bad. Right, Sograd?
This island is your home. Defend it with friends. Defend it in fellowship.
I will have to think on this.
Can you think in tavern? My throat's dry and wants to drink.
We did a pretty good job. I think we got all of
One
the...
moment, friend. I have ideas.
I think we got everything. I quite like that you actually... Because it's quite rare that, particularly in MMOs, you actually have to read some text and then you have to do things in a certain order or make sure that you follow what the text actually said. So that was quite an innovative way to do that, particularly with here all the items that you had to mark and interact with so that she knew what to talk about next.
Don't tell speakers, but I have the most cunningest of plans. Remember Speaker Frogirda's books? There was one on Great Nord brawling tradition.
Uh-oh. Why are you telling me this?
We start a tavern brawl and bring village even closer together. Speaker Sogrard was close to agreeing, but pride blocks progress. So, we brawl. Let him get frustrations out and see that Sturk Fellowship is not so bad.
That's not a bad idea. That essentially raises then the cultural awareness as well. But you really think that will work?
He wants to agree, but with time he will talk self out of it. We won't give him time. Like I said, most cunningest of plans. I go start brawl. Come in when you're ready.
All right. Have fun. I'll come in just a second. All right, we'll both start the brawl.
Is this how you welcome outsiders? Show me good time, brawl!
How's this?
Boom.
Have fun, friend!
All right, then let's punch this dude. Or are the
No
only people?
maiming or serious injuries.
Ah, yes, a time-honored short stand
I
tradition.
like how I'm attacking them with my
Up the
great sword.
raptors, make sure to land on someone.
Okay, they're now at least using
Don't forget to pick up your teeth.
We sat out too long. Let's join the fun.
Indeed, let's. Oh, nice animation.
Fresh air will clear my head. I'll make my decision outside.
No more for me. I
Have
yield.
fun hitting someone else. I'm done.
Speaker Sogrard left? Come, friend, let's see if plan worked.
This is quite the nice tavern, actually. I like the pictures that they put up there. That was fun. Would have been cool if that automatically.
What excellent fighting.
There you are. Speaker Sogrard wants your ear, not mine. Still smarting from my fanciest footwork, I guess?
As I said, I needed some time to think and some fresh air. Brit is as bold as her name, using that brawl to distract me.
Or convince
But
you.
still, I must admit that she rose to the occasion and surprised me with that speech.
So, will you agree to send warriors to aid the Sturk Fellowship?
Your ambassador reminded me that our people have always been our own. We will not be swayed or ordered about by anyone. We speakers will go to Sunport and send for our warriors when they are most needed.
Why are you going before the warriors?
To offer advice. We know how to use our village's warriors best. If the Fellowship has any issues with that, then they'll need our assistance more than we thought. But this island is our home. We should defend it from every threat.
Indeed you should. You should also be careful of this lightning coming out of your staff or whatever. It's probably quite painful on your back. Just a little tip.
Sounds like your talk went well. We have much to discuss.
I like his armor. That's quite nice. And what do you have to say, Britt?
Oh, that was incredible. Every bit of it. From beast hunt to feast making, a speech that did not go most disastrously, and a brawl. Others in cultural exchange will be jealous when they hear, and Rigard will be so proud.
Is that all we needed to complete your assignment?
Hard work, just starting for speakers. But for us, I can happily say we are done. Thanks to us, Shore's Stand joins fellowship and friendship and with open minds. Cultural exchange pays well. Since you helped, you get glorious reward too.
Very good.
Oh, I can't wait to tell Rigard what happened. He'll be so proud, maybe even buy me a drink in Sunport. I won't introduce him to speakers, though. They will get along with other fellowship members better.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I got... Oh, champion added to Ed. I'll have to see what I just unlocked. Do you think Short Stand will stay in the Stirk Fellowship? I'm just gonna wait to see if anything else unlocks. Okay.
Breaking words is not Nordway. Not unless there is a murder, or better fishing elsewhere, or if sun moves from east to west. But I'll be in Sunport. No matter what happens, I'll keep proving Fellowship's value to them.
How long will you be in Sunport?
Until cultural exchange. My brother Rigard, or Skald King, sent me on next assignment.
Isn't life exciting? I was only slightly worried this job wasn't for me, but look, it is exactly what I hoped for.
Yeah, indeed.
All right, who's ready to chase the worm cult from our shores?
That's the spirit! The worm cultists don't stand a chance!
Here, here. That's quite cool. That seems to be a new skin.
All over
All right,
and done,
so,
our
Kat, what did you
village
think?
founded with ease.
Yes.
They sat
Hush.
back and ate the cheese.
So, chat, what do you think about that quest? I really liked that. It's definitely very involved. It was predictable in the sense that, you know, we knew that we would have to convince each of the three, but quite nice in that each of the steps within the quest itself were a little bit unique. They also went hand in hand with the culture of the Nord, particularly here of Shore's Stand. So we did get to learn more about the Nords that landed here specifically, particularly because Nords are mainly up this way, I would say, and they made it all the way down this way. And so I quite liked it. But yeah, let me know in the chat what you all thought of that. And with that, we've got another quest done. Another side quest as I die here almost. We're gonna run along the beach here just because we are missing just one. These are really cool mobs and models. We're missing one more quest item for a quest that you only stumble upon. And so if we find it along here, then great. If not, then fine. Maybe I'll look it up offline to see where you actually find the third one as I go into the water. But I'm going this way as well because I would now like to do this delve because that's the last delve we have to do for this region. Oh, and actually before we do that, I also want to see what I unlocked because there were a couple of, or it seems like there's just one thing that I unlocked. Some sort of helm. Yeah, but I don't see, no, there's no quest items here that you can pick up. Okay, well.
I don't fear dark places so much as the things that lurk in them.
All right, so what is it that I unlocked? Helm, the head has been updated with the Chaplain of the Word Helm. So it's this thing. Oh, that's really ugly. Well, oh well, it's unlocked. But I don't think I'll ever be using it.
Take me. Why did he have to choose such a desolate place?
Loravio.
Stranger, can you assist me?
This cavern contains the skull of one of my ancestors, which serves as a focus for a powerful necrotic spell. With the worm cult nearby, I can't leave the skull here, but I can't simply remove it either.
I think she did some voiceover work in Baldur's Gate 3. Sounds very familiar. Why can't you just take the skull?
My ancestor Gandalek performed a ritual ages ago that bound spirits to Carapace Cavern. His skull is the focus. If I merely remove it, the spirits will be freed to wreak havoc across the island. I must make this right, but I can't do it alone.
What do you propose?
I hire you to take this orb to altars inside the cavern. I'll perform a ritual from here to attune it to the area's necrotic energy. Then, you exchange the orb for my ancestor's skull. Let's get started, before the worm cult realizes what's in here.
I have a feeling something's going to go very wrong if we just want to exchange things. But alright, I'll take the orb to the altars inside, swap it for the skull.
Take the orb into the cavern, visit each altar, and hold out the orb. Then I can attune the altar's concentrated necrotic energy into it. I'll meet you at each altar in astral form and perform the attunement rite.
Okay, so you're not coming inside with me? Even though you just said you weren't?
No, I need to stay here and focus on the ritual. All those spirits and hadalids make for a distracting environment.
That's true.
I'm sure you can handle them without my help, though.
Hadalids?
Oh, yes. Plenty of hadalids. So many hadalids. Intelligent shell folk who defend their nests to the death. Between them and the spirits Gandalek bound to the cavern, I couldn't perform the ritual and retrieve his skull. Too many interruptions.
Gandalek bound the spirits to the cavern? He was a necromancer?
I'm not sure he bound them on purpose, but yes, he was a necromancer, much to my clan's chagrin. Yet some cheered him on, since power is power, no matter the source. Others found his magic gruesome and distasteful. Like me.
So what's the deal with his skull?
Gandalek used his own body as the focus of a necromantic ritual that went awry. Even though it killed him, the ritual was never completed. It continues to collect necrotic energy and binds the spirits of his old crew. His skull remains as the focus.
And you want me to replace the skull with an orb you gave me?
Exactly. With your help, I'll finish the ritual and use the orb to absorb and dissipate the collected necrotic energy. Eventually, the bound spirits will be freed, provided the dampening orb works as I intend it to.
She just said that. You mentioned the worm cult. Tell me about them.
Them. They're Tamrielic necromancers who arrived on the island recently. Solstice does have a certain reputation. Cursed, haunted, the Forgotten Land. If the skull contains as much power as I suspect, I'd rather keep it away from the worms.
Is that why they're here? Are they after the skull?
Specifically, I don't think so. But this island has a connection to Molag Bal and the undead. Even the high elves who settled here were once into all kinds of necromantic nonsense. So, rumors of cursed relics of untold power abound.
If this skull has been here for ages, why come to deal with it now?
Huh, that's a tale. The short version is my clan has always tried to forget Gandalek. Ignore the dishonor and infamy that stained my family. Finally, one of our elders put her foot down and told me to find the skull and put it to rest. So here I am.
All right, here you are. Then, Carapace Cavern. Ooh, looks like we've got another mine. A dark power lingers in the depths of Carapace Cavern. Something ancient. Ooh, beautiful. Oh, we've got some other people going through here as well. Bismuth, that's the name for that. That's Bismuth. Alright, why don't we go this way first? Bless you. We'll get this hole there. Oh, nice. Looks like we've got some help. Ooh. Oh. I thought that was a mob or something. necromancer skills are quite powerful, or at least particularly with the AOE. That helps a lot. That's the one thing with this skill that, or with this build that I'm using, though it's not really a build, it's just the various skills that I've got. It's not very AOE friendly or heavy, but on the other hand, that's fine. There aren't many instances where I have too many, but like this is one of the few cases where I've actually got.
Who dares trespass it?
We dared, and we killed you faster than
Here's the first altar. Present the orb while I perform my ritual.
All right.
Mother of Thieves, that took more out of me than I expected. But we're done with this one.
All right, then on to the next. Okay, there's also going to be a sky shard here somewhere. So I gotta be on the lookout for that. Beautiful place here. Love it. So that's good. It looks like we'll essentially, the three of us are exploring this. Oh, there's the log. Again, if it's not really central to the quest, I guess you could argue it is central to the quest just because this is, you know, we're completing a quest here in this area. But if it's not entirely central to the quest, like it was, for example, in Short Stand, then you read the lore books. Not that I'm not interested in them, but I'm maybe less interested. Okay, so first of all, get all these guys down.
With your help, I have more
That's
time
over
to
with,
examine
I
it
suppose.
since I'm not fighting off spirits or Hadalids.
Just one? Wow, that character has...
Ooh, Storm's fury, that hurt. Something in these altars resonates through the arcane matrix when I attune the orb.
That character had 3,600 champion points. I think that's the max you can have. That's crazy.
Let's go!
Yeah, these were the Hadaloids. That person certainly enjoys playing Elder Scrolls Online. They have that, or they also like to grind. Ah, okay, there's then, perfect, there is the Sky Shard. We've got a lot of people doing this quest, but I wonder if it's, it might be a daily.
The last altar. Time to get to work.
That guy looks very Nemo. Very emo, that.
The orb is fully attuned. Now head to the main chamber near the entrance to retrieve my ancestor's skull.
All right.
Finish this.
All of you ran past this. Why? There is that's the nice thing. I think it's a skill in the Thieves Guild skill line that if you develop it enough, or if you level it up enough, and you invest the skill points, there's a skill there that essentially tells you, okay, that's where that is. How do we get there? That way. Yeah, if you invest enough points, then you can unlock that skill where it shows, it essentially highlights the treasure chests throughout the world. So that makes things a little bit easier. Okay, we'll go this way. And back over here. Get the Sky Shard. That should be our second out of 3. So we'll have to do another one. Did I get that? No. Yeah, I did. Oh, I thought oh, that's right. We had found the other one on the beach. Cool. So we got another skill point rather, which is good because for subclassed skills you have to each skill costs 2 skill points instead of just 1.
Choices. So be it.
So it's just nice to have to get some extra ones. If I were to actually do all of the other quest lines, because there are I think 2 or 3 expansions that this character hasn't done yet, despite it being my main, then I'm sure I would have enough for even more skills. All right, looks like take the skull. Very good. Oh, okay, and then place, yeah, before. I was gonna say, so where's the
Gandelec's
boss?
ritual has finally been completed, and the flow of necrotic
Here he is. Okay, sorry about that. Couldn't really hear much of what she was saying because the boss had been spawned. Wow, we got another. I think we've got most of these pieces for that lead. That's not bad. I've just been playing really quite normally. I've gotten most of those leads for that 5-piece. You need 5 leads. If it is in fact if they do all pertain to the same one. Okay, so we completed all of the delves. That's what that achievement was there for. And so then we'll turn this in and see what she has to say. Wherever she is. Oh. Okay, I thought she disappeared.
Excellent. The attuned dampening orb works perfectly, and I set up the siphoning process. Over time, the necrotic energy in the cavern should wane.
That sounds
Then
good.
the spirits here will eventually move on to their final rest. Now, the skull, if you please.
Here you go, the skull of Gandelek.
Oh, at last. My ancestor, Sea Lord Gandelek, has been a dark stain on my clan's reputation for long enough. Now, after all these years, his ritual has been finished, and soon his crew will know rest. Here, take this. And thanks again for assisting me.
My pleasure. Skulled Ring of Gandelek. Ah, okay, so we can do that one as well. Yeah, I think I will. I have 50% more stamina, reduce the cost to record comments. You have less than stamina. Okay, cool.
I hear an alliance to combat the worm cult is forming in Sunport.
That is correct.
After I take Sea Lord Gandelek's skull to my aunt, I may venture there myself. Unless, of course, my clan needs me to deal with some other problem.
Do all Sea Elf clans have someone like you?
Yes, more or less. It's easy, but wrong to imprison all clans in the same cage. That is to say, broad generalizations are useful in the abstract, but often cause harmful misunderstandings in practice.
And you're sure what you did here will eventually dissipate the necrotic energy?
Most definitely. I've learned a few good magical tricks in my work. Even if the worm cult comes along, they'd have a hard time trying to use the necrotic energy at this point, especially without my ancestor's skull.
They can't learn anything from the spirits of Gandelek's crew?
As my aunt has said of my ancestor, that man clutched secrets more tightly than a drowning land legs holds on to flotsam. I doubt he told his crew more than he needed to. Less than that, even.
All right, goodbye. I do want to, let's see, I want to lock. Ah, okay, that is locked. Good. Locked lock. Because I'm going to equip that then. Yes. And we're going to go, yeah, Coralania Manor. That's where we're going to go next. What is... Ah, okay, points of interest. Those are the self-contained. All right, so go up over this way. That's right. Head on over to the manor. So that quest was definitely really boring. That was not very memorable at all. Which fine. It's fine. They don't all have to be. I'm hoping though, so here's the Coralania Manor, it's the High Elves. I'm hoping, that's a baddie, right? Yeah. Did I get this quest already? No, I did not. I don't think it's up. Ah, there we go.
Oppressive aura, my tusk. We'll show her an oppressive aura.
Okay, so we again were able to get quite a lot done today. So we got, so we started off with the Everlasting Fair, then went and did the Delve, picked up some items over there, did Shore's Stand, which was quite involving, right? This quest was really quite long, and then we just finished Caribous Cavern. And so I would say that's all we're gonna do for today, because we've only got, essentially, we do need to finish up these sky shards, which that's fine. I'll be able to find I'm sure, so one's going to be in here, and I don't know, we'll have to see. Maybe there's one over here or something like that. But we've otherwise got this quest hub, or this point of interest, and then this point of interest, the Shelltide Village. And once we finish that, this public dungeon, which will also have a quest, then we'll have completed everything with Solstice, which is quite cool. All right, but like I said, for now, that's all we're going to do today. So I thank you all for joining me. If you enjoyed the stream, make sure to hit that like, and if you would like to see more, hit the subscribe button so you can see when I go live and such. But again, thanks for tagging along with today's adventure as we continue to play through the side quests now of Solstice here in Elder Scrolls Online's new release of the Seasons of the Worm Cult. We'll see when I get around to streaming next. Perhaps we'll be able to then finish either the remainder of the side quests in the next stream, or we'll split it up a little bit more where we just do 1 or 2 side quests, maybe then do the public dungeon. We'll see as time goes on. But until then, bye from Arageld, bye from me, and we'll see everyone in the next stream. Take care, everyone.